What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Wolfpack Wednesday, coming at you as always. It's a very special week because we are celebrating the 5K giveaway for the Jedi Knights Watch channel from CollectorZown, who has graciously agreed to be our special guest tonight. Welcome, everybody. Marcos from CollectorZown. Our first guest since what, mid-December? So, I mean, that's saying something.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Long overdue.
Cheers.
Yeah, I'm drinking some cheap scotch tonight, so I might get a little goofy tonight. We'll see. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun night. You guys might think it's a little light on the news with 1/6 scale, but I still think there's a lot to talk about. We're gonna bring back Hot Toys Versus, which has always been a fan favorite, so stay tuned for that. We're going to be picking the 3 CollectorZown giveaway winners tonight. So we have, if you watched that video I did a week or two ago, there were some guidelines there. Hopefully you guys followed it. It is going to be US based only for this one. Again, just a reminder of that. But we're going to have 2 $50 giveaway winners, and then we're going to be picking another winner who's going to win Taskmaster from the Black Widow movie. That figure looks like a beast. I know Brick is in. Sneaker is in. I know Brick could really use that Taskmaster for his Black Widow figures.
Oh, yeah. I've been a fan of it. I just haven't pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
So hopefully I win, Graham. Come on now.
Well, it's gonna be randomized, so the internet will pick the winner. But yeah, we'll see. On a side note, I am continuing to evolve with my new backdrop. I have a table with 2 figures here. Every week I'll pick a figure or 2 to display for you guys to see. I know with the other guys now, even Marcos is like doing better than me. He's got boxes and shelves. I don't even have shelves. So like every week though, I'll have a new figure and we'll try to do our best. So again, it's the sacrifice that had to be made to have all of the figures together in the same area. But for streaming, it does leave it a little bland, but it's good. So anyways, if you guys are out there in the chat, we have 37 in-house so far. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way in and give us a shout out so we know that you're here watching us tonight. Just want to quickly say hello to my panel as well. DLO, you look like a new man. You're working remote. Your life has changed. How are you feeling today? I mean, it's a good day for you.
I'm rested, man. Thanks for asking. This is my first week working from home officially. I've been fighting for this for a while. I finally got my wish. And this was the first Wolfpack Wednesday that I didn't have to almost kill somebody in traffic just to get here on time for the show. So things are looking up. Things are looking up for me over here. So appreciate it.
Yeah, good to have you. Brick, you got a new figure in today. That's got to be making your day a little bit brighter.
Well, it was until... Sneaker, you'll find this out tomorrow or sooner than later. That base is a real pain in the ass.
And what figure did you get?
I got the comic book Spidey here.
It looks
Who's got it out
dude.
there? Hold on here.
Cool in the background.
And yeah, thank you.
That's nice.
Ooh, hey guys.
That's bad.
No, it's cool. I want to fix it up a little bit. I don't know if I like the camera like that. Don't know if I wanted to hold it, but wanted to get it up there. Started a review and putting together that base. That's the worst. So
yeah,
those plastic flimsy pieces, man.
Dude, and then you got to plug them into like the little holes and fold them down, and it was terrible.
Man. Well, the figure looks great. I am jealous. Yeah, it looks nice. Maybe one day I can trade you something for it.
Yeah, you can give me your Pirates of the Caribbean.
Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow.
Yeah,
Thank you. I cannot think of his name.
We'll see. It's a tall task there, but tall ask. But we'll see. Say Sneaker
or ask.
Tall task.
Tall ask.
Task.
Tall ask. I don't know why.
Tall task. Sneaker, how are you doing
You're
today?
coming with that,
Dude, I'm good.
Are you healthy?
I can say that my cough is like 99% gone because I got on some meds. Been on some meds for a little bit because I had to. Like, it was just got worse on me again. Obviously, as you guys know, last week, like I was still sick, but now that the meds have kind of settled, I'm almost done with them. I'm feeling pretty good. almost back to full strength. So excited about that. I'm kind of curious as to how Britt got his Spidey before me when they both shipped on the same day, and you're like farther north than me, but mine doesn't come until tomorrow. So I don't know.
Mine was scheduled for tomorrow, like yours as well.
Yeah, UPS is weird, man. It was you. I'm guessing it was UPS who delivered yours too. I feel like they always deliver mine, but I don't know what those guys are doing over there. But mine will be here tomorrow, which would be nice. I got a long weekend ahead because MLK Day's on Monday, so I get a nice 4-day weekend.
There you go.
Yes, it'd be lovely. Got some figures coming in here shortly too. So yeah, feeling good, feeling healthy, getting some figures. Can't go wrong. And it's Wednesday. Let's go.
I don't have any figures coming in, but I had that Doc Brown head sculpt coming from 1/6 Kit. And if you guys have been watching my channel, you know that the Doc Brown has been one of my least favorite figures in the collection because partly of that head sculpt. That thing has not moved in 8 days. So I'm getting a little, I wouldn't say nervous, but a little anxious about that thing coming in because I feel like I'm always like last to everything. Get to see everybody posting it all over the internet and how great it is and how cool and
it's because you don't live in Asia.
Right, that's true, yeah.
Mhm.
But like even the Bat Cycle, like, I'm waiting on that, and
is that from
Batman? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
they come in batches. They come in batches.
Yeah. So it's hard to wait. This is a hobby of patience, but patience isn't easily learned. So we just try to get a little bit better each and every day, right? So Marcos, our guest tonight. How are you doing, sir? Thank you again for being here. And what's going on your end of the lake?
End of the lake, huh? Yeah, so far, the snow kind of missed us as always. Of course, we're located right in Michigan. We're on the border. St. Joseph, Michigan is like, God, it's right next to maybe 40 from South Bend and about an hour from Chicago. You're like right in that corner, Southwest Michigan. So it really, the weather kind of jumps and skips over us most of the time. Cool. Of course, it's going to dump as soon as I just said that. So, but yeah, everything's good here. And talk about patience. Like for us as a retailer, and we get pallets from Sideshow, and people wait, and they don't send us they'll send everything like maybe 2 weeks later in giant pallets, and people maybe sometimes will ask me if they're not used to it, like, hey, where's my upgraded Green Goblin suit? Or, hey, I've seen it from here and from there. It's like they're all coming later on. So if you guys are not patient to that, the bat cycles have came and they left already. So it just depends on your batch, man. And holidays make a huge difference too. Do
you think it matters if you pre-order day one, or is it just kind of random?
No, it's only matters if you're a retailer or a customer. If you're like Sideshow's like direct customer, you'll probably get it a little faster. And but it's a little it's not like, night and day. Holy shit! You're buying it from somebody else. It's a month. That's the only thing. People pay in full and get it sometimes last. It doesn't matter. It's a matter of logistics and who gets sick and what port gets shut down, and you got Chinese New Year coming up soon, another month. That's all this stuff factors in that people don't. There's a strike in Hong Kong. There's something going on over here, and little things that people kind of forget. So back to that, patience has to be something. You need patience, lots of patience in this hobby.
Well, there used to be a conspiracy too, like back in maybe there still is, but like back in the day, we used to talk about don't pay in full on your pre-order because then they already have your money, so they're not going to ship it out very quick. So they want to get your money, so make sure you only put the deposit down. There's like just all this stuff like these. You put your tinfoil hat on, you're like just trying to think the rhyme or reason of what order I get my stuff. So it's just
paying in full is always the cheapest.
Yeah.
If paying in full is always the cheapest because a firm and all those pay over time. You're paying 3.4% interest if you didn't realize that.
Yeah.
You pay interest on that, and they hit you in the end. And if you don't see it, they'll see it in the shipping. They'll say estimated shipping. You thought it was $16. All of a sudden it comes out to be 32. So it doesn't.
Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's why we like when we do it here. people who know, there's a lot of people in the chat. Sorry, I keep looking this way because I see a lot of people in the chat that buy from us. A lot of them buy in full because when they pay in full, they understand. I don't want to say anything. You know, I'm not here to just plug, and they know exactly when they pay in full, they're paying the cheapest rate you could possibly get a hot toy for. And if you can afford it, pay for it, forget it, move on, knowing that you're going to get it. You know, it's not like a Toy Wonderland or whatever, you know.
Sure.
Yeah. So paying in full is always the best.
So really quickly before we get into saying hi to the chat, for anybody that is new to CollectorZown, maybe, you know, somebody that has been buying elsewhere, you know, can you just explain, like, I guess a little bit of your business and the pricing and stuff like that, just for anybody that might be new out there?
Yeah. So a lot of people, you know, and rightfully so, just know Sideshow, right? Sideshow, right. Because they are, and they earned it, and good for them. And I support Sideshow, North American distributor for hot toys, right? They earned it. They paid for it. You guys have Star Wars and Marvel because of Sideshow. Those licenses are not cheap, and somebody pays for them. So they pay for it, and Hot Toys piggybacks on certain things. And, you know, and a lot of people think that Hot Toys kind of runs everything and they decide what to make. Doesn't work that way. Disney kind of tells them what to do on a lot of, you know. So yeah, it's really important. So they're great to get your Hot Toys from, and that's the only thing people know. Okay. After that, you got retailers and authorized retailers, right? So you have to be an authorized retailer. If you're not, you'll know real quick because it starts getting shady. People kind of, hey, you know, I ordered this. Why is it a month late? Hey, why is it 3 months late? Hey, I missed my order. What's this? You know, Toy Wonderland, Pop Collectibles, all those from Hong Kong. It's a hustle and good for them. You know, I'm not going to talk shit about anybody, but it's a hustle, right? It's guys who wait in line buy certain figures and whatever. But in the end, when you do the math of that, plus people who can get it stateside, and what we've put in our place as collectors and what we've done, because we learned from like people in the community, just to shout out people like Howard Potts and Bob Dylan, all these guys that kind of helped us mold us. We figured out that what's the cheapest price you can get it for without violating contracts and giving back to the community. So if you pay in full or using your code too, like, you know, there's codes that I've given you guys just putting 15% in on that price point, you could just look at it and do the math and say, well, holy shit, you know, that code right there, 15% off a hot toy. That's just, what is Sideshow going to give you? You know what I mean? There's not these are taxes and stuff in California. Even Florida now is starting to tax. So we do give payment plans, but most people know us for is full payments, because getting 15% off on top of that, you get reward points. And it's just like we promote, can you afford it? And if you can't, move on kind of thing. Sure. We do promote that because it's kind of like a mental health check. You know, it's like, look, you know, I would love to take people's money, but I don't at the same time. People come in and say, hey, can I really afford this? Remember, this hobby is not, you know, this is not Marvel Legends. This is not, you know, which, not knocking that, just the price point, right? So is it $20 or $250, $300, $400 for an Iron Man? You know, one of the big traps that even Sideshow does this, which I don't like, is they'll let you do a down payment of like $20. Oh yeah, but just put that on your firm, man. Yeah, put it on your firm. But they don't tell you, you know, you're paying interest over and over and over. You're paying so much more for this figure, and you don't, you know, you may look at it and say, oh, that is way cheaper than CollectorZown. But what we do is we put the shipping and taxes all up front too. We try to put it in a way that this is the package, this is how much it is. If you can't afford it, mentally check yourself, figure it out.
So your price that you see, that's your all-in price, whatever you see on the website. Right.
So when people come, they ask, well, can you a lot of people ask me for layaway. That's just absolutely terrible thing to do to somebody. Don't give people layaway. That's not $20 and then you pay when it comes in. First, that's crazy for a company to do that. And two, you're setting up that person. You really are. And all of a sudden, I'm taking your NRDs and all this stuff, and it's like, dude, and then you're stuck with this product. No. A lot of our motivation is we're very membership based. That's why we talk to everybody in the community. So like we know everybody in the community. Can you afford it? This is the price. It's $280. Well, Sideshow has it for $195, and they let me put $20 down. Well, that's not your total price, but I try to educate them. I go, look, a firm is going to take 4% more from that. Some people just say, whatever, it's too easy. Okay, cool. But the people who know buy from us and nonstop. They just buy everything from us. Once you get hooked and you understand the math of it, even with Hong Kong flippers, even with other, you start figuring out the math. You go, holy shit, this is so much cheaper, and I got my hobby in. But you have to afford it.
Sure. No, I think
that makes any sense.
Yeah, and I think it's once you know what you're looking at, I think it's nice because sometimes we look at other areas when we want to buy figures and we're like, oh, it's only $3.99. Awesome, I can do that. But then, when you're checking out, in the reality, it's plus another $25, plus another $25 for tax and shipping and stuff, and then out the door, you're like, I didn't really, kind of. I mean, I think hopefully a lot of us as adults do, but at the same time, it's just nicer to see that all in price and say, okay, this is what I need to come up with. This is the final price of the figure. Just because sometimes it's a little bit more than you even think. You just kind of like, again, look at that $3.99 and be like, okay, I can do that. But then more hits you.
These companies, there's certain things I don't like about companies, and I never talk shit about anybody. You know what I mean? It's like, it's fine. It's like, but in the end, it's like the members of the community. It's like, hey, if you come to me and I try to educate you, it's like, well, Big Bag Toy Store has $4 shipping. Not always.
Mm-hmm.
And have you ever seen their taxes? It's like, they're gonna get it from somewhere else. It's always, it's like smoke and mirrors. And it's not cool. Just tell them, hey, it's $400. Why? Because that's what it says. It's $400. It's going to cost you this amount to ship. This is the taxes. They do an estimated shipping because California's, kind of crazy on everything. There's so many fees and stuff. But I saw, I think it was the new Venom, right? It was like the new Venom from the game. They had it. Sideshow had estimated shipping for $16. What are you talking about? That box is going to be massive.
I was going to say that'd be nice. $16 for that thing.
That thing's going to be $50 to ship, easily. But they have people the ticket price. So when you go to checkout, they go, oh, here's my taxes. Oh, here's $16 to ship, easy. But what you look is there's a little cross that says estimated.
Right.
Estimated. So that's not cool. That's another tactic. It's not cool. See, that kind of stuff is just like,
And if you're going from Toys Wonderland, it'll probably be like $600 shipped. So keep an eye out.
That's kind of,
And that's not really a joke, but kind of is.
No, it's true.
Right.
That hustle,
the 2-pack in our Joker was a lot of people were.
There's no way it should be that much, man. I could ship stuff out here. Massive things I can ship, and it's not that much. It really isn't that much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's expensive. It's going higher. Yeah, I could see it, but it's not $600, $500 to ship. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Then again, guys, you also get a 15% off code with JKW15. So if you go over to CollectorZown and you see something you like, go use my code too and get yourself a little bit more off too. And then maybe you can save that money towards another figure or, just whatever you got to do. But keep that in the back of your pocket. It's always on the description of every video of mine as well. So, all right, let me just welcome everybody. We got 61 in the house. Again, don't forget to hit that like button. And just want to see who's all here because you guys have been keeping this chat alive. We got Eddie Rodriguez in the house throwing up the Wolfpack sign. What's going on, my friend? The Movie Cannon, another weekly viewer here. Love seeing you here. Action in the Box, channel member from Brazil. Good evening, fellow Wolfpack collectors. Hammer of God, evening, gents. Jazzy, what's going on, my friend? Wolfpack, let's F and go. Throwing up that too sweet. Good to see you. Tider FL, our fellow friend from Florida. They call me Queso Blanco. What's good, people? Another channel member. Cylon, good evening. Hello. Primetime Reviews. Just got Cobb Vanth today in the mail. Congrats to you, sir. Too sweet to you as well. Thank you for being here.
Great figure.
Christian Cooper.
Shut up, Seekers.
Oh, gosh.
The Marshall.
We got Christian Cooper in the house. Of course, Marcos is here. So is Sneaker. We got Darth Tamaris. What's up, fellas? Collection Obsession. Here we go. Yes. Oh, we got Marco in the house. 1-6 Fix. What's going on, my friend? We got to have him on the channel again soon too. He was one of our founders of the special guest for the Wolfpack. So we gotta run that back pretty soon here. Let's see here. We got Wayne Timothy. What's going on? We are doing well, Howard Potts. Hello, hello. Six Gun Figs. Yo, what's good? How are you? We got Born Again. Hello to all. Wolfpack in the house. FBJ, what is going on? Thank you for being here. Yomo, always good to see you too, my friend. Andreas, hey. Curl Collects, hey all. Hello. Gambit, another channel member, throwing up the cheers. Cheers, my friend. Let's see. I've been messing with and staring at the Batman figure all week. Finally got him in Saturday. Congrats to you. That's
good for you, dude.
Nice.
one I'm anxiously waiting for. So, let's see. Downcast Bug. As UPS employee, I can confirm that there is no rhyme or reason sometimes.
There you go. Feel better, Sneaker?
Does that help you?
Does that help me?
Yep.
Yes. Doc
Sleep
Bat
out,
in the
baby.
house. Good evening, good evening. What's going on, Chris? Hello, all. I got my bat cycle about 3 weeks ago, and it was a conversion from the wait list. Well, man, congrats on that. Stacy, Jedi291. Good evening, Wolfpack. Good evening, Stacy. Thank you for being here. Jazzy says, if Brick or Evil win, it's rigged. You guys should have, if you weren't on Sneaker's show, was that Friday night? He was doing his giveaway for 500 subs. Congrats to you on that, my friend.
Thanks.
And the first winner was yours truly. The second winner was yours truly. And I could only enter once, so I couldn't win
Rigged.
twice. But I
There's
just kept.
no rhyme or
kept-
reason.
That was
sometimes.
so rigged.
This is
so
why.
all
This is why
credibility
you make
gone.
rules. This is
You
why you
don't
make rules.
bite
And once
the
you
hand
win,
that
you're out.
feeds.
You know, you just got to make. You got to make rules to make it legit. You know. Yeah,
Oh, it was
that
so
was-
funny.
that was
People
wild.
were ready to lose their shit. over
That
that.
was
That was
wild.
good. Chris Santos in the house. What's going on? Let's see. I've got the Mark III and Batman coming in. Thanks to Evil Sneaker for keeping an eye out. Can't thank you enough, man. Hey, that's what we're all about here. We're about community. You guys are our friends, and you're not just viewers of the show. You're actually our friends in the community. So that's what we do. We look out for each other, and we help each other out. We share our experiences in the hobby, and it's that much more fun. AJ, good evening, friends. Hope all is well. Good to see you, my friend. We got I hope I don't butcher this. Sichu Wang. Hey guys, is there anywhere else I can get DTOF's 16x64 cabinet or very close one? Too bad I just started collecting. Well, the DTOFs are discontinued from IKEA, but they have the new line. I don't remember what they're called.
The Blalad. Is it the Blaladin? I don't know how to say it. I think it's like the
Blaladin?
Blaladin. The Blaladin.
Paladin.
Blaladin. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe check Marketplace, check IKEA for their new stuff. They always have some sort of cabinet. Let's see. We got Frank Flores. Hashtag thank Frank in the house. What's going on, dude? Thank you for being here. Tristan in the house. Got to work tonight. Have a good stream. I'll catch the replay. Always appreciate you checking back in, dude. Thank you. My friend Brad. Hey, guys. Late to the stream, but I'm here. I just got an invoice from Ray for the Grand Inquisitor and had to take care of it. Always good to be getting new figures in. Good job, man. Collection Obsession says, wow, Graham, I got my Doc Brown head for kit 2 days ago, and mine shipped after yours did. It looks much better than Hot Toys. Very happy with it. Are you getting any third-party Doc Browns? I'm going to pass on the Mars Toys that was just announced. The only two Mars Toys I have coming in is going to be Alfred from 1989 Batman, and then Willy Wonka. I have that coming in as well. So I think those are the only Mars Toys I have coming in, and then I do have the Prank Villain previously. But yeah, I don't know. It's stuck somewhere. I know Sneaker had his mark. There's D100 stuck
19
for what?
days. 19 days in customs, a figure. So
Oof.
it'll probably get there. Just wait.
The weird thing though about mine is though it says that it's on to the next place, but that was 8 days ago. So you'd think it's
Mine
moving
said
it.
like arrived at location, and then like mine said it was flying for 5 days. So I don't really trust anything that it says.
True.
Like it said it was flying for 5 days, and then all of a sudden it randomly updated like arrived at location, and then it just took forever to get to USPS. So who knows? It was like
wild.
almost it was almost a month.
Flying for 5 days.
Yeah, yeah. It was like departed.
Is
it was like
everybody
departed
okay?
Yeah, I was like departed the airport. No update for 5 days. I'm like,
Just
what
flying
are they
in
doing?
circles. Oh man.
Refueling midair, just
yeah.
whatever. No, we gotta get there.
We have Anthony, YouTube fan, in the house. Happy New Year to you. May the force be with you, and hope your collecting dreams come true in 2024. I'm gonna try and be more selective in 2024, but you guys laugh, and that's warranted. So we'll see how well that goes. But yeah, Jables in the house. Always good to see Jables from the West Coast. Thank you for being here, sir. We got Daniel here as well. Striker 47. Good evening. Echo yesterday. Excellent show. Hope we get some figures from it. I know Brooke watched it.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody else on the
I
panel
haven't-
watch?
I'm watching
I'm going
after
to
the show.
Yeah, I'm going to this weekend.
Damn.
Yeah,
Well,
I've only seen the first episode and I loved it. Can't wait to watch more. So good. Hope we get an
Marcos-
Echo figure. That'd be cool.
Marcos, are you going to be watching Echo?
I saw the whole thing.
Oh.
Mm.
Did you
I
like
saw
it?
the whole thing. Episode 1, it's awesome, and that's about it. Everything else is pretty good. It's pretty
Okay.
good, but don't let it get don't have your expectations for that going through the whole thing.
Okay,
But it's
that's
good.
what I was worried about.
I'm
Damn it.
I'm easily pleased, but it's good, but it's not that incredibly good like that first episode. Like holy
Okay.
shit, right?
Where would you rank it in the Marvel TV series?
Rank like an A through F or something.
No, like
Like
is
between the other
Loki
shows that you've seen.
better? WandaVision. Did you like those better?
Yeah, I did like WandaVision better. I liked Hawkeye better, but there's elements to it, there's elements to it, but it gets interesting. It's like, okay. I don't know. It does well if it's in the world of like, Hell's Kitchen and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Toward the end.
Nice.
It gets there,
that's
but
exciting.
it's
I like
not,
that they stick with the kind of like violence and action that Daredevil had in Netflix. Like it's a lot of that, like,
yeah.
bloodthirsty
But
kind of stuff.
don't put your expectations high at episode
Oh
1.
boy.
Great.
Go watch,
Yeah.
everybody. Go watch.
What a sales
Yeah, I'd go
pitch.
watch it
Jeez.
anyway.
All right. Don't stop after the
Another
first
movie
episode.
critic,
You'd be
man.
happy.
I was hooked. I thought I was like, man, okay, cool.
Maybe I won't finish it.
Oh man.
Just be
I
happy.
am happy here that they said they're going to keep the Netflix canon though. Like I heard that recently when they were talking
Yeah.
about this. So it's nice that like all those awesome seasons of Daredevil are not just going to be pooed on when he comes.
Apparently
in
everything's canon now, even
Yeah.
Jessica Jones, all that.
I mean, they can keep Iron Fist, but the other ones I'm happy about.
Right.
Yeah, Iron Fist, leave him alone for Iron Fist. Well, it does. Let me say something. The violence doesn't go down. That's one thing.
Okay.
That's good.
That's good.
Things are like what, and all of a sudden, whoa, they did that. Yeah. So
We all enjoy violence, so that's
yeah,
good.
it's
Good to hear.
rated R for sure. It's rated R for
It's
sure.
good. That's good. I'll watch it.
Yeah, watch
Not-
it. Dude.
And it was the first. It's one or it it's all came out at once, right? It's not week
Yep.
by
Yeah,
week,
it's all
right?
there.
It's all out there. Mhm.
Interesting.
That's a first for them.
Yeah.
All 5.
They don't typically
It's
do
a
that.
good idea they did that. Let's just put it that way too.
Sure.
It's quick. It's 5 episodes. It feels like
Oh, it's only
Right.
5. Okay.
it's like you opened up a graphic novel and said, okay, pretty cool story. Let's move on to the next one.
Sure.
That's how it feels.
That's cool.
All right, let's power through this. We got Luis in the house. What's going on, my friend? Thank you for being here. And Jazzy never holds back. I'll let you guys read that for yourselves. The Gambino. What's going on? Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. What's going on, John? Thank you for being here. We got the Ben Thomas Show, another channel member. Too sweet to you, my brother. Thank you for being here from Canada. We got Mike Litteris, another proud channel member of the Jedi Knights Watch. Hello to all the people. Let's see. Making sure I didn't miss anybody. Going down here. We got Hawk Wars Toys in the house. What's up, gentlemen? Thank you for being here, Ray. Appreciate you. Ray is also another good guy in the community. Actually got these two figures from Ray a long time ago. So the Justice League 2-pack. And then I snapped the foot of my Superman a while back ago.
I was there.
Good job.
It was glorious.
Yeah, I was trying to get this foot just a little, and then just went. But
I
still
don't
love
remember
it.
what I was doing, but all I heard was like a
We just
snap.
looked at each other. I was
Like,
like, damn it.
oh, man.
Just lost a couple $100 there. Single songwriter. Good luck, collectors. What's going on, dude? Thank you for being here. Jonathan is used in our Joker Premium Pack worth 800 thoughts. Is that the... That's not the rooted, is it?
I mean, if the
Or is it?
rooted, yes.
If
If
it's
it's sculpted, no.
No. Although DLO didn't even put his sculpted on his top 10 DC figures. So that
Well,
shows you how
surprise.
much he thinks of that.
Reminder, though, it has to be Hot Toys in my collection. That's the
Okay.
title of
Okay.
the actual episode. I knew you were going to say
All right.
that. Somebody was going to say that to me. I
Good,
knew
good
it.
save, D'Lo. Good save.
I didn't think it was going to be one of my friends.
Hawk says, sure, Graham. I think when I was talking about being more selective, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, that's the goal, right? I mean, it's a New Year's resolution. Let me hold on to it. I'm also holding on to getting more in shape, and I haven't gone to the gym yet. So, let me hold on to it.
Looking for his turn, waiting for all the,
Yeah. I'm
New Year's
waiting for all the
resolution
fakes
people.
to leave the
all
gym,
the
you know?
fake guys out there.
Get out of here.
That push-up's not going to help. Get out of here.
Bad boy for life. Peace to you. Collector of 6-inch. Have no fears. 6-inch man is here. We are glad to have
A
you
lot of
here.
double entendres in these names today. Seeing a lot of
Collector
that.
Joey, good to have you here as well, my friend. He's been coming out. He's been just whipping out the review videos lately, and good quality content as well. So go check out Collector Joey. Good dude in the community as well.
Shout out
Friend
to
of
Joey.
the channel. Justice for Joker, of course.
Get out of here, Sneak.
We got Blurred Dad Life, Evening Collectors, and Miami's Nemesis. Whoo, we got 67 in the house. We finally made it through. Thank you guys for being here. I never miss, anybody in the chat. At least I try not to. That's not my goal here. So just a couple questions for Marcos before we get into some figure talk. Marcos, I want to know, what made you get into the business you're in right now? Like what made you interested in selling statues and figures and superhero stuff, memorabilia?
Oh, good question. So I did law enforcement, and for law enforcement, I worked for the state for 20 years, and my side hustle was like doing something. I just always had a side hustle. I encourage everybody to have a side hustle. Try to find something, man. If it's washing dishes or doing something, get off side hustle. You never know. So I was doing something, and then somebody told me about Funko. And this is back in 2016-ish, like Funko, what is that? I go, man, this is pretty addicting. It's like the perfect sociological kind of impactful little, box. It has numbers, it's got art, it's got, different characters. So I kind of reinvested into that. I was selling that out of my spare bedroom, still working full-time, doing this. And then I got to a point that, hey, you should check into NECA. I'll say, what's NECA? Then check into Mesco. What's Mesco? So I've gotten to a point that online, and this was eBay really, that I was making enough money to, you know what? I want to do something. Like I always collected stuff. When I was a kid, I went Star Wars, and you collect everything. G.I. Joe was my jam. That was my thing, right?
Okay.
So more than He-Man or anything else, G.I. Joe was it. But so I started like, you know what? I want to get into it. I'm like, what the hell's a hot toy? What's a hot toy? So I go, oh, this is cool, But I knew, so I figured out like, and once again, every time I say things, don't think I'm bringing anybody down. Like, I didn't want to be your regular comic book store, okay, or toy store or vintage. Every store I've been to is like vintage, balloons, spinners, T-shirts, comics. just stuff to collect, right? And I was like, okay, this is cool, but it's always the same stuff. And I always wanted to get into like a collectible store, but then I realized there's an entire world out there that's like premier, top. Like, holy shit, this is like really expensive statues, and Hot Toys like deemed this high and, you know, worthy by this community that I have no idea about. So I started learning into it. So I learned about Sideshow, and trying to get into Sideshow, it's hard, man. Getting into Sideshow it's an application process. You have a brick and mortar. Now you cannot become a Hot Toys retailer. It doesn't even matter if you have a brick and mortar. They're done.
Wow.
They're done.
Okay.
Wow.
That's it. They're done with them.
That's crazy.
So I got lucky and I got that one, but you have to have a brick and mortar. You have to have 4 references. You got to have a lease. You got to have a copy of the lease. They got to call all your references. It was a pain in the ass. So I'm sure a lot of people kind of stay away from it because it's so much of a pain in the ass. Because if there's a big process, then a lot of people do it. But I did it. It's like, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then so one thing I learned about doing, learned and wanted to do is really follow the community and kind of learn from you guys. Like, you guys are like the super experts. It's always you guys. And yeah, I'm a collector. Yeah, I get this. But then when I talk to like people in the past, like even Cincy Nerd and all these guys I learned from back in the day, you know, Fossification and anybody around there that were back in the day would tell me hints. Hey, don't do this, do that. Hey, do this, do that. And then I learned what companies did, what other people did. And I go, shit, this is pretty. I mean, let's put this all on the plate and then do like the total opposite and what makes sense that makes it better. So we were like, we got a community. We surrounded ourselves with this awesome community. Anybody who's positive and who's just fantastic in this hobby will support you. Like, they will support a company that supports them back. So we did that, and we just, you know, and I absolutely love it. And then we just figured we just learned more and more and more into it. And then we had these statues, and then we have them in person. You guys have ever seen like statues in person besides a comic book store or?
Not besides a comic book store.
Yeah,
No.
stores.
I mean, I don't even have friends other than the 2 below you that collect anything. So.
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys have no statues? Do you have any statues or anything, or premium formats or?
Nope.
I wish, but no.
Yeah. So when the show in July comes, you're going to be surrounded by 1,500 statues. There's going to be incredible pieces in here just from all over, right?
Maybe I shouldn't go, actually.
Well, you know,
that might not be a good thing for me.
You'll be
very
fine.
dangerous.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just come and drink and have fun. So, but anyways, yeah, we got into it and then the art form. So I was going to tell you, like, the art form of it is fantastic. You open up a Hot Toy too. Let's go back to the 1.6 because you guys are 1.6 primarily. You open up a Hot Toy or a 3.0 or whatever. God, there's this craftsmanship to it. It's like, man, somebody did this. You know, so this is really cool. Even if it's this, you know, the mass production somewhere in China who's, you know, making the little clothes for you. I think it's still give them credit. You know, that poor person's doing that for you and putting in even the plastic, even the box, the art, everything is just so. This is not a Hasbro toy. That's people who collect Hasbro. I'm not saying anything. Okay, I'm just saying it's a different level of stuff. Hasbro, Mattel, stuff like that. You know, stuff like that. Like, you know, Super 7, cool stuff, but there's a craftsmanship when you open up that War Machine from Hot Toys and you feel the heaviness. It's like, oh man, this thing is heavy. You start messing with all the flaps and all the knuckles and then the wiring. So so what happens is basically we did that in 2018 from now, and we kind of blew up, and it's all the credit from the community, really. You know, one person attaches to us, another person attaches to us. They see how our company goes, and then they just say, let's just go. So we have a lot of great supporters, and thousands of members that support us. So yeah, and then from that, it's like, I'm never doing this. I'm like, this is what I do now. So I dropped that full-time job, did this, and you know, it's a hard process. It is, and it continues to evolve all the time. And but it's awesome. You know?
It's really great story. And it's actually really interesting to me that you started kind of with like the gateway drug of Funko. Like, I know that's how Brick and I started. Sneaker was on Black Series. Dilo,
Yeah.
what was it that got you into collecting, or did you just jump right into Hot Toys, or
I just dived in, man. I went right to the
Yeah,
hard
you're-
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So get that stuff on my face. Give me the real deal.
So Dilo's the outlier, but yeah, I mean Funko, it was cool because anybody could get their hands on it. You know, it was like that gateway drug that I call it, and it was cheap. But then I saw Hot Toys, and I think we've talked. I think it was from Jetta's channel because he was into Funko, and then I started seeing those Hot Toys in the back of his, display and stuff. And I remember Brick and I watching YouTube videos, and we're just like, oh my god, like look at the detail on that. Look at how small that is, but yet it looks just like them and stuff. And I've been fascinated ever since. And I'm afraid if I got into statues, like that'd be just the end of me as a man.
But statues are different. It's a different beast all itself,
Right.
There's no articulation. There's no this is what it is.
Just the
so you have that
swap outs
satisfaction, you're just putting it up, putting it in there, and that's it. A hot toy you can kind of manipulate and do whatever you want with it,
and I think that's why I've always kind of liked Hot Toys, because if I do get sick of it, I can always change the pose up, and it's almost like a new figure, to a certain extent, where you can put it into a different pose. And I know statues have a lot of swap outs and whatnot, and they're just so massive and impressive that alone could just be enough that, keeps you loving that thing. But I think space is the other big issue for me. Space and money. I have a hard time putting that much money down on one item where I could get
2 or 3,
a few of them, and then plus Star Wars. We could talk all day and night about all that stuff. But I mean, yeah, ideally, maybe one day I'd like to get one. I think for me, if I could get one, it was always, I think Dilo and I had the same one. Was it the J&D Justice League Batman?
Prime 1. Prime 1 makes
Prime
that.
1. It was the Prime 1.
Prime 1 makes it.
With
That's the Justice League one with the gargoyle.
Yeah, where he's got the
That's
step
a
up.
sweet
That's
Yeah.
dope.
That's I'm listening to you guys talk about it, and like for me, like I can never honestly say I would get into statues, not because I don't like them. It's just because I know myself, and I know if I get one, naturally I'm going to think of a companion piece for that one. And before you know it, there goes a line. It's not the same as it would as if a hot toy. That's baller big money there. And I'm not sure if I'm confident enough in myself to just say, yeah, I'll get one and I'm done. I'm not sure. I think if I do it, like that's it, guys. It's just like more Maja cases, more everything, and maybe
the
less
only
haircut.
statue that I would want is a Godzilla statue. That's it.
That'd be
I
sick.
don't need Batman. I don't need all that because I have Hot Toys.
That's
But
cool too, because
Godzilla
it's one of a
statue-
kind. It's unique.
Yeah.
Well, they make a lot of Godzilla stuff, so
Yeah,
it's
a lot
here.
of
People love
expensive Godzilla stuff.
people love Godzilla. They just
Yeah.
love Godzilla. I had 80-year-old grandmas come in here asking for Godzillas.
Really?
That's actually cool.
And she'd come
I
in
saw
every
some on
4
the-
months. You got any new Godzilla stuff for me, sweetheart? Yeah.
Sweetheart.
Gets her coin purse out to pay for
I was
it.
thinking the same thing too.
Hey, ain't gonna work
My
here,
purse.
Grandma.
Pulls out a 1,000.
Yeah, just
Order.
pulls out the big bills, whatever. But,
Oh, and $2 bills, right?
yeah. Blurred Dad
I'll
Life
have
says
these commemorative coins.
I tried to get in your shop in St. Joe's, but you were on vacation last summer. Hope to make it there this year. So
Yeah.
the plan is that Sneaker Brick and I, Dilo, I'm not sure if it's in the cards for him or not, but in July we're going to try to get there for his event and whatnot, and we're going to spend a couple days there and hang out. So if any of you are, can get to the Midwest in July, we should all hang out. You could meet the Wolfpack and hang out with us and Marcos, and there's going to be other people there as well, and other vendors and
What's
collectors.
the date in
So-
July, Marcos?
So it's July 11th through the 14th, it's Thursday through Sunday. And it's not just, it's you guys will be there, three out of 4, which is fantastic for 6 people just to meet you. So
Don't
we
count
did
me
this-
out
we did
yet.
Woo!
Don't count me out yet.
Who's going to be here is going to be about 30 YouTube channels, that always buy from us as well too, and they're always good to the community. Daniel Bell, if you know who Daniel Bell is, and Martine Canali. Those are Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen of the statue world. I'm flying them in from Argentina. I'm paying for all the signed autographs from them. 3-0 wants to do something here. 4 Horsemen wants to do something. Weta Workshop will have a massive display here. Iron Studio Sideshow is going to be here as well. So it's not. It's called Statue Con for a reason, but I do want more 1/6 people here. You know, that's the thing. I want 1/6. I would love to get XO6 to get in here a little bit. And he said, yeah, we'll try, but it just depends on what they want to do and how it works. But we do have, let's say on display, we have about 80 Hot Toys now, but I'll probably get a lot more 3.0s, and it's just a different kind of world, statue and YouTubers and stuff. But think of it as a giant mixer. So Thursday, we'll probably hang out at a bar. We'll be in here. I'll have food. I'll have dinner for 2 days for you guys. We're gonna meet up here. If you don't want to, go to the beach. There's a beach here. But if you don't want to, hey, I'll see you guys later. We're going to a winery. Hey, we're gonna come back. We're gonna do some autographs. We're gonna do. So everybody got some, and then you'll get to meet like producers and artists and illustrators. I mean, these guys are coming. People buy statues got some kind of coin, right? They got some.
I'm gonna make some friends.
You're gonna make some friends. It's a giant mixer, and definitely want the community to be out there, because that's the whole point. Shit, and I'm paying for everything. You bastards better get out here and drink and eat and have a good time, because there is no statue con in the United States. There is nothing like this. You have to go.
Even said we could stay at his house.
You hear that, DLO? He's flying you out, bro.
If you want to, I'm flying Daniel.
Can't say no to that.
I'm just kidding.
I gotta fly Daniel Bell.
The flight budget has already been exceeded.
Is Brian from Educase coming? I thought he mentioned he.
I want him to. Hey, you know what?
We gotta stand.
I hope he does.
Yeah, we gotta stand.
I got a whole display here for him, and he's like, I'm gonna try. I'm like, get your ass out here.
Yeah,
stay his ass. Him or Jack, one of the two. Get him out here.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I sell all this shit too. I love.
I'm looking forward to it. I have one little. I just got to make sure I have childcare, but I think I'm gonna be good to go, and I know these boys are wanting to go too. So we're looking forward to a fun. It's only like a 4-hour road trip, so easily can be done.
It's easy.
You guys go to the airport. I'll meet you guys there. I can see that.
Do it.
Yeah, if you want airport,
and then you just come over to Wisconsin after.
Just talk to me.
That's what I'm saying. I can make
Let's do a week vacation.
Channel, Brick's channel. I can do some Legos on his stuff for a little bit. There you go.
There you go. We're planning stuff here. We're planning.
What is your favorite Lego, DLO?
Speaking of Lego, Ben says I started with Lego minifigs, still over 400. Interesting. That's not something I knew about Ben Thomas, so I always like learning that stuff. Movie Canon says Funko. I mean, I still have a handful of Funko here. Most of them are the sports ones, the football ones, because can't really get anything else. Single Songwriter says I started with Sideshow Star Wars Stormtroopers many moons ago. Never got into Funko. BD Black. Soulless eyes give me the heebie-jeebies. Oh, man. We got Big Rib in the house. What's up, fellow Jedi Knights? Mike says statues are awesome. Polystone rules like Hot Toys. It's like a ritual, opening the box and slowly inspecting every piece. I love it, but shipping has gotten ridiculous and hard to justify. Something to think about.
Yep.
I know resale is a little tougher too. So, make sure, like, if you want a statue, make sure you really want it before you pick it up. 16 Fix says I may have one statue on order with Marcos right now. Just one. They're a slippery slope. I have 7 prime ones after telling myself I would never get them. The presence is unrivaled. I can only imagine what my wife would say if she came down here and just saw statues sitting down here.
Hey, she's okay with those Maji cases,
Right. Jables, started with Black Series, but when I saw Hot Toys, A New Hope figures, it was game over. Hey, Reverse Dio's taking out the checkbook. Hawk says, Marcos is the man. He's been extremely helpful in our development, so thank you for all your advice and help, my friend. That's awesome.
I know. Yeah, I know Ray for a bit. And I'm trying to get Ray's ass out here for July.
Dude, do it, Ray. Come on. We'll all go.
He has no excuse. He has no.
He's
really
probably closer than us, right?
Carpool with us,
He's
man.
way closer than you guys. There's no excuse. Get his ass out. It's a 4-day event. You don't have to be here, and there's no time to you got to be here to 1 to 4 to get that. No, just come on in anytime you want.
Confirmation.
He said done. He said done.
He said done.
All
That's
right.
it.
Okay then.
The Wolfpack's coming, so
Wait, just call me.
Man,
Call me. I'll get it done for you.
yeah, and us three boys, and if DLO's coming, we'll get ourselves like an
Yeah.
Airbnb or
someone
something.
find me a hookup with
Split
some
it.
plane tickets. I'll start looking now.
I'll take you some dive bars you want.
Hey, now we're talking my language.
Hey,
Some country ass. I'll take you out here.
can anyone pick me up on the way to CollectorZown? AJ says it's 3 hours for him, but my girlfriend wants to join too, so we may
Join.
make it a full weekend out of it. Sounds like, yeah, I know
Cool.
Marcos invited, my wife as well. I just know she wants nothing to do with that stuff, so she would rather me just go, and do my
Well,
own thing. But that's the nice thing, He says there's
Well,
stuff
Graham.
to do.
exactly. It's a tourist town. There's a beach. She can go up the coast. There's a million lighthouses and wineries and things for kids and whatever she wants to do, she can go and come back. Daniel Bell's bringing his wife. Martin Canal's bringing his wife. I'm bringing my wife. Every YouTuber
My wife can stay home.
Bring
That's
your
fine.
wives, man. That's the whole point.
Stay home. It's fine.
Bring the wives.
Guys, weekend.
There's no excuse. There's like no excuse. Like, and that's, like I said, they can go hang out. Well, you nerds can sit out here and hang out and drink. Awesome. The beach is that way, and there's shops over there. Go shop and have fun, and then come back and pick me up because you want to need it. Because there ain't no Ubers. No, there ain't no Ubers out here. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, my son's birthday is in July, so I can kind of sneak this in guise of like, you know what, road trip for little man for his birthday. Well, let's get out of
Yeah,
here.
little guy,
There
man.
you
Little
go.
guy, bring him.
Bring the
Oh,
whole
here, there's a
weekend.
beach out here. You guys there, and I'm gonna go check out this this place I've been recommended.
Man, you,
If you live
You'll
in
love it.
Florida,
People-
you're going to
For the
beach in
weekend.
Michigan.
so people
Yeah.
so in May I took like a census. So we did this thing in May of last year. We did something like this because it was like a grand opening kind of thing. It really was just our biggest because we moved everything to our new place. People said yes, the statues, the pieces, everything in here looked fantastic, but their biggest thing was to hang out with each other. That was like it was like an incredible thing to do with like people you get to see virtually, and then all of a sudden they're in front of you, and you all have the same common goal, kind of just having fun. That was the key. So everybody loved that, and that's what's going to be.
That's gonna be fun, man. Mike says Daniel Bell seems like the nicest guy on earth. Would be great to meet him. Come on,
Yep.
Mike. Come
And
join us.
he'll sign your base. He'll sign anything you want.
There you
I already
go.
paid for it, so bring your base, bring your statues. He's going to sign everything for you.
Hawk says, Graham, I'll bring your bottle of Eagle Rare. I hope I can get it from you before then. We got to figure that out yet. But yeah, just let me know when you're off of work. What the heck? Come on. Packers going down this week. What
a
we're
cheap
talking
shot.
about? Okay, we're
Damn,
talking
Joey.
about that stuff.
Came out of left field.
But Joey, can you imagine if the Cowboys lose, how devastating that would be to your franchise? That might be game over.
It happens to them
we're
a lot.
playing with-
So
We're playing with house money. We
This
have
is-
nothing.
It's
to
not
lose,
off the
so
table for the Cowboys to lose in the playoffs.
It is
so-
not. I can go into this game free, and
has
you should
Dak
be
won a
nervous, my
playoff
friend.
game yet?
I don't think so.
Maybe
No,
one.
he hasn't.
Yeah, that's
No, not yet.
overrated.
Man, I thought about starting a football channel recently, but I don't have the time. But how fun would that be to just bullshit about football?
I'd be down for that.
Brad says I can drive down from Petoskey.
Petoskey. Yeah. It's about a 4-hour drive, though.
Do it,
3.5
man. Hey,
hours.
4 hours for us, 4 hours for you. Let's go.
It's a beautiful drive, though.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, if Packers win, Joey needs to come to the event.
Let's do it.
Yeah, my girlfriend gets mad when I buy Lego. Yeah, my wife gets mad when I buy Hot Toys. We get it.
It's terrible.
You're safe here.
Hawk says I'll be in Disney the week before. Then I guess the Disney World of Michigan. LOL. Even if you come for a day, I mean,
Yeah, dude.
nice to come for a
Yeah.
couple days because it's kind of a drive. But even just a day, so we can all hook up. That'd be cool. Yeah, Mike, it's Saint Joseph, Michigan, right on the lake, not too far from Chicago. Was it a couple hours from Chicago, Marcos?
It's about an hour and about hour and 20. The time changes, right? So if it's 8
Yep.
there, it's going to switch to 9. The worst part is going through Indiana and that traffic, like the whole construction zone.
Sure.
Going
Because
so
Mike
like
would be
Gary.
coming from Jersey, so Wouldn't be too bad.
Jersey, you can fly in. God, 2 hours, you're there.
We got Big Breda here who is pumping his chest saying, seems this is no longer 1/6 stream. He's probably watching the whole time. He's just lurking. And then when it deviates from what he wants to talk about, he decides to comment. But no, he's a good dude too. Hey, Breda, come on out for July, man.
Hey, that'd be something.
Let's hang out.
That would be cool.
Statues.
I'll get into
scale.
statues together.
He's into statues. Well, he's in China, right?
Yeah, he's 1/6.
Yeah. No,
He doesn't have the space for statues.
Yeah.
Oh boy, we're having yet another rebuilding year in Chicago. So they're keeping their coach on for 2024. I'd be curious to see what Chicago fans think about that. Lame duck coach possibly this year. So I'm going nowhere. Too busy collecting.
Collecting? What's that?
All right. Well, dude, so far we've had a lot of good conversations. Hope to see you guys in July at CollectorZown in St. Joseph, Michigan. What say you? We talk about some figures, though, that have been announced or released lately. Starting with Dead Strange. It seems like this was on pre-order for a long time. And it's finally here. I'm curious to see if anybody on the panel would be getting this. Actually, I got one more question before we get into this for Marcos. So what is your favorite thing to collect? Is it 6 scale? Is it statues? What do you yourself like to collect, for you?
So I'm in a very, situation I'm in is very unique, right? So I get to unbox everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had a choice, so when people ask me, hey, what do you collect? I collect everything I unbox in here and put it on the shelf. And
right.
So in my personal house, I don't have it because in here, you'll see what I'm talking about when you get here. The itch is there. I mean,
this
I
is
get
your
to
collection,
unbox
right?
everything.
Your gallery, yeah.
Right. So, but if I had a choice, I'm a statue guy. Only because I do believe there's a talent and patience for a hot toy and the manipulation. It's not just like you pick it up and you do this. It takes balance and scale and patience. And with a statue, I go, that's pretty cool. I don't have the patience for it. I know I'll break it. I'll drop it. I'll be like, God, I can't get the pose right. I won't unscrew it for the little battery. I'm not going to put the little adjustment or assessment. That's what. Kudos to you guys that do it. Really, it's a pain in the ass, and it's no joke. It's no joke, especially to get some cool poses and photography. Going effects and stuff like that. That's a hell of a skill. So. Statue guy. I do a statue guy. I like statue.
Nothing wrong with that.
So, Marcus, I got a
cool.
question about that here because, again, I don't want to ask this question, but I have some curiosities about statues, and I just can't help myself here. So, you being a collector yourself in statues here, what drives you to collect something like that larger? Because obviously, it's you can't collect a lot. There's so much space to give for any particular room. Like, what is the appeal for someone who doesn't have a statue? Like, what is the appeal of a statue?
The presence. They're absolutely incredibly beautiful in person. And what we did in here is nothing's behind glass. Maybe hot toys are behind module cases because we sell module cases and we show examples. But once you see these pieces in front of you and they're right there and you're like, holy shit, this thing is badass. It's presence, I think, statue wise, and then you gotta depend on the. I have so many different kinds of statue guys, like people who just want to do cinema for their art rooms, like for their cinema rooms in the basement. So when you walk in, boom, life size Loki. You turn around, there's a Batman Hush. Oh shit! What I'm saying, like, or Terminator, and then it's the Gremlin, and then, damn, this is like there's a Frito-Lay guy in Montana who used to buy WWE statues. Him and his boys used to play poker every weekend, smoke cigars, and around his poker room were wrestling statues.
It's bad.
Quarter scale, big ones.
I didn't know there was wrestling statue shit.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that information. All right.
That's bad. You're sitting there going, that's Ric Flair. That's, and if they ever made like that whole line of the 90s,
Right.
people would eat them up. You know, it's like, oh shit, Ravishing Rick Rude, and there's Coco
Yeah.
Beware. And, yeah,
Damn.
it just depends on it. It's the presence. A statue is always a presence. It's an art form, and it's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
I knew I was going to regret asking that question, Marcos, but thank you for answering anyways.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Wrestling statues? Are you shitting me?
Yeah, incredible.
I also have a question for Marcos. Do you smoke cigars?
Only on vacation.
So in July, if I bring cigars, are we all
Yeah,
lighting up?
yeah, we can. I'll have lots
Good.
of
All right.
yeah. We'll have
I
lots
will
of
bring
booze for you
the
guys.
humidor.
Too. Yeah, we can do it.
So if we can talk figures, superheroes, maybe even a little football and smoke cigars and maybe have some whiskey or something, I am in my happy place.
That's the event. You just described.
And
it.
eat, of course.
And you're surrounded by artists and people who fucking do the same thing you guys do. How fucking cool is that? Like that's
That's pretty cool.
That's
legit.
pretty cool. Red is jealous. I know it. I can tell. I can tell. Dude, how cool would it be to get like 1/6 wrestling figures?
Oh my god,
That'd be
so
awesome.
screwed.
Company can do
I'd be
that.
screwed.
Yep.
That would be slippery slope.
Oh yeah, Mike, you had to throw in cigars, didn't you? Damn, I'm looking up flights. Do it, dude. Come on, let's
Do
go.
it, Mike.
Might as well, man.
I'll bring the stogies. You just bring yourself. Let's go.
I even have an entire private Facebook group for the RSVP for it. So if anybody wants information, just come talk to me.
Yeah,
Message me
hit 'em up.
directly on Facebook, and I'll show you everything you need to know.
Nice.
Very nice. All right. Before Breda has a hernia or something here, let's let's get into this Dead Strange. DLO, I want to start with you. Is this something you might pick up, and what are your overall thoughts on how this thing turned out?
Oh, I think it's absolutely stunning. Something that I'm going back and forth with as far as actually picking it up because I really, really, really like it there. But I mean, it's not a character that I'm crazy for. I have one Doctor Strange. Do I need another one? Technically, it's not. I'm a huge Sam Raimi fan. More specific, I'm a huge Evil Dead fan. Love those movies there. So for me, this just screams more Raimi more than Doctor Strange. So I kind of feel like I can give myself an excuse to pick this one up here. But for sure, we were just talking about sure presence of like what a statue can do. Like this is what a 1/6 figure can do. Like if you really put the R&D into it and create something unique, like this is how awesome 1/6 can be as well too. I mean, with the attention to detail, I mean the sheer articulation and I mean look at this here. Like stuff like this you don't see often. Obviously, you need a visionary like the director like Sam Raimi to pull something off like this. But once it comes to life, it's Hot Toys' job to like kind of interpret that and try to create something out of it. And this is masterful. I normally don't talk this highly about stuff, but this year is honestly probably the hardest figure for me this year to say no to, just because this is just gorgeous. Like it truly feels like artwork. So that answers your question. Yeah, I like it.
Are you getting it?
I don't know yet, but this is collector brain where I say I don't know, and then maybe I hit up Marcos and say, "Hey, you got one spare or something."
They're sold out here.
Maybe.
I
So
sold
that-
them
well-
out, so there you go.
Well, there you go, guys.
Well, so
Bring it
that's
on,
what
Marcos.
I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I thought the movie was very just okay. Like, is this something that you guys think would be just awesome in a display no matter how good the movie was? Because like for me, typically I gotta love the movie in order to get something because I need that connection. But like the figure looks so damn cool that could this be one that you just get because it is so different and so badass? And whoever wants to jump in, go ahead.
I feel like it that warrants that question. I really do feel
Yeah,
like that's
I
a
do
valid
too.
question for that
Yeah.
there, because like that's where my struggle is, because I liked part 2. I wouldn't say I loved it. I wouldn't say I had to go out of my way to collect anything from there. But again, I just literally I said nothing about the movie 10 seconds ago, and it was just about how much I adore Sam Raimi, the director, how much I adore Evil Dead, because this instantly tells me like this is Sam Raimi's footprint, like fingertip on everything here. This is totally his design. This is totally the way he likes to create his uniqueness in regards to his characters and stuff like that. So for me, like I don't even look at this as a Doctor Strange figure. I just look at it as like this is a very unique piece that will 100% stand out in everything else that I already own. And if there was one figure that could potentially catch somebody's eye when they come into this room, like I put my money on this one being one of the first figures they notice. Like that's how unique and how beautiful this one is to me. So
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely warranted. Like you don't even need to really like the movie to say, you know what, I can pick this one up. If you're a fan of the source material, great. If you're a fan of the director, great. If you just like the way it looks, I think it's everybody has a valid answer to maybe pick this one up, in my opinion.
Anybody else want to jump in? Not
Go ahead,
all at
Brick.
once.
Go ahead,
Come on,
Brick.
Brick.
Yeah,
I see you.
yeah,
I see
um,
the
I'll
wheels
say
turning.
something.
Well, I was
Brick looks like
waiting
he's
because
gonna say something.
Sneaker's on top of me, and so is
No,
Marco.
go ahead,
so I was
go ahead.
gonna wait
Whoa.
for it.
Whoa, sus.
All right.
Whoa.
All right. No, I mean, okay.
Giggity.
So I actually I somewhat enjoyed this movie. I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10 or something like that. I mostly liked it because of Scarlet Witch. The story wasn't all there, but had its good moments. This is one of the cool moments. You know, we saw like this, like DLO said, like that Sam Raimi kind of style. I mean, he directed it, right? So like, but like his whole like artistic view on everything. And this figure is really cool. I really do love this figure. I think there's a lot of detail. I saw a live stream, and I'm sorry, chat. You guys can tell me because I'm sure some of you guys saw it too. But the chocolate hands.
That was Joey.
Okay, was it Joey?
I'm
you
pretty
know,
sure Joey brought that up, and I can't unsee it either now.
Yeah, I can't unsee it, especially when you zoom in, and it
I was
really
going to
does.
ask, like, it kind of takes
That chocolate hand on his
realism
shoulder right
away.
there.
Yeah,
Like,
it really
Wonka
does.
dead version.
Yeah,
It's like
right.
chocolate.
It really does bother me a little bit. But that's not what would get me to turn away from this figure. This figure, I would put,
Chocolate hands.
in advance like an S or an A tier, like if we're gonna rank.
Jeez,
these
not
figures.
Whoa.
No, like this
This again.
figure is
Why not?
definitely
Why not?
this figure is definitely unique. It's something that we have not seen ever, at least in my time and of recent. And I don't think it's something that we'll see anytime soon. I know we have some zombie, Marvel zombie stuff, and we got Morbius coming out, but it's nothing like this. That being said, this figure does not fit anywhere in my display. I would have him by himself. It wouldn't look right.
What about with Wanda?
No,
WandaVision?
if I had the Multiverse of Madness one, yeah, but and even still, maybe not. I don't know. I just don't think that this would look. This Brick guy. Thank you. Appreciate you.
We try to keep a leash on him, but he
I don't know, man. Like, and then the arms too. You can tell they have like the latches, kind of like the Spider-Man arms, right? The extra like Spider-Man legs or arms, whatever
the
you want to
joints,
call them.
the
Like the
exposed
joints. Yeah. And I don't know if I would like that on this figure. I'm just gonna be negative Nancy here. I think when you play with it a little bit, you'll start noticing that more. You can see it there, and it just I don't know. It kind of bothers me. But I mean, it's a cool looking figure. It just wouldn't look good in my display. And I'm sure there's some things like the chocolate hands and the joints there that would bother me more than the normal arm joints and wrist joints that you usually see on a figure. This is a little bit more just wild, too much almost. In my opinion.
It's weird. I wanted.
So
more
do I
than
like it?
chocolate.
Yes. Do I want it? No. Long story short.
Okay.
What about you, Sneaker?
Yeah, I kind of lean more towards like what D'Lo said, but yeah, this is a hard one to resist, man. You that was like a really good question that you said, Graham, about like, is this one that can you justify picking this one up for yourself, even if you don't really like the movie, or maybe you don't care for that movie too much. Yeah, this is like, it's hard because I try to stay away from stuff that looks really, really cool that I pick up. But this one is like, almost like, yeah, kind of like what D'Lo said, and like a couple people in the chat are saying too, like you want to like talk yourself into getting this because it's so awesome. It's so unique. There really aren't, like, there's figures that look cool. This one I feel like is almost like a class of its own as far as like what some of these figures that Hot Toys has done. Like, this is not something we get very often. It's very unique. It's pretty massive. Like, once you have the wings on and you put everything on there, like the pose that you can do for it is awesome. I don't know where I would put this. I feel like that's my biggest issue. like I somewhat want to get this, but right now I don't think it would fit with what I'm doing. When I have maybe like some more cases and some more room, and I can, have a little bit more flexibility as far as where I'm going to put stuff, I think there's potential there, but it would be hard. Like I'm trying to think, I guess the problem that I'm having is how can I place this with other stuff? Like where am I going to put it in my collection would be the number one question for me. But I think it looks phenomenal. I think they nailed it. It's a really unique design. It looks awesome. We don't really, like I said, anytime we get a figure that really isn't something that we get too often. That's like, just really unique looking. It looks awesome. This looks so good. Like this picture right here just looks phenomenal.
Gorgeous,
crazy.
dude.
And it's huge. This is another thing. It's really big. So it's going to take up a lot of space. But so it's just like, honestly, I've like gone back and forth on it. I'm probably not going to be picking this up anytime really soon, but maybe potentially down the line, I could see myself like trying to go back and potentially get this. But not right away. Not something that I could really, I just can't place it right now. But based on how things went for me, like within this past year of how my collection has evolved, I'm not going to count it out because I could see potentially wanting this down the road. It's awesome.
Did you like the movie?
I did like the movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed the movie. Yeah.
So Marcos, as you know, a lot of 1/6 scale collectors don't have a ton of room, kind of minimalist sometimes. Do you think someone could get it and just pose him without the dead wings or the hands like this? Like, do you think you got to go all out and just pose him with everything on and kind of go all out?
You gotta go all out, I think. I like the movie. I thought the movie was really good too. I thought like a 7 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10.
That's not bad.
Incredible, the Avengers movie, right? But I thought it was really cool because if you watched WandaVision, it's like right there. It's like a blink of an eye, you're in the movie. It's really good. I like when they do that, kind of like Halloween 1 and 2. Just like blink, you're in the next movie, right? So that was really cool. They did that. I think that's fantastic. And then the way I kind of look at these figures is like, are they ever going to make another Dead Strange ever? I don't think so, right? So they're going to do that. And if you're a Doctor Strange kind of cat, like I love Doctor Strange, I would pose him with all that plus all the other Doctor Stranges, just saying, well, this is just one of his amazing spells, right? He's got this spell, he's got this one, he's got this one he's doing for Spider-Man, he's got, all these spells he does during all these movies and stuff. So I would get it if I was a Doctor Strange guy, But you have to go all out. Look at all those skulls and stuff. There's no point.
That's really
like,
cool.
What do you do? Yeah. Zombie without all that stuff. You can leave it in the box. It's kind of it's big. I get it. It's huge. Or maybe just pose them, going high and back, back in the back somewhere, going high, spread out everything so you can see it, and then all the other Doctor Stranges in front of him. If you're a completionist, I mean, that's because there's so many kinds, right? And you come with all these little spells and boxes, and when he's doing that little thread spell for Spider-Man, and he's doing another one with the dimensional stuff. It's really cool, Like the Endgame one too. He's doing something different. But of course, Hot Toys never ever will sell you an accessories pack, right?
Right.
I gotta give you another figure, right? It's like, hey, you know what? You know how much money they would make if they say, hey, this is the new Doctor Strange accessory pack. Here it is. This is his 12 new spells. And by the way, we just got a common figure here, which is a little cheaper price point you can buy, so you can just kind of pose him with that. God, no, they won't do that. They gotta pump out. But yes, I think it's a fantastic figure, and I do like the movie a lot too. I think it was really cool.
Yeah, the movie was okay. I'm kind of with you, Marcos. Like, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. Like,
yeah,
it was good. It was nice because it was different. It was like almost like a bit of a horror movie to it. But what's cool about this, like you said, if you're a Doctor Strange fan, we've talked about so many Doctor Strange figures on this show where we had a hard time like telling the difference between other Doctor Stranges. Like almost like if you have one, you have them all. You don't need this. But then this, it is so different. So if you are a fan, it is pretty cool to be able to get something so contrast to what you're normally getting. And it's so unique and different. And like you said, I don't think they'll make one again. So if you're a Strange fan or a fan of the movie, I think this is something that you should pick up. I think it's like on CollectorZown, it's already sold out. I think on Sideshow it's waitlisted as well, if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully you guys already pre-ordered yours if this is something you wanted. But
they're coming in now. They're shipping now. I got the manifest. Like they're coming next week. They're already still coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on Dead Strange or Chocolate Hands, as we call him?
Chocolate Hands.
Yeah, so I mean, it's cool. It came out last week, but we didn't have a chance to talk about it because I think it came out like the day after we went live or something like that.
I think
right,
so.
fellas?
Yeah, it's like right after or something like that, a day or two. But
right.
I mean, this appeals also like to the zombie fans as well too. Like I know there's like a whole like subcategory of like collectors who collect specifically horror or anything like along those lines there. So you know, this is kind of cool because if you really think about it, like when we always talk about like, you know, we hope like Hot Toys would make like unique one-offs and stuff like that. And then when we get them, we don't necessarily really all dive in and get it. So some of those kind of tend to be a bust, but this one here has a little bit of cross appeal. I mean, it's backed by a Marvel license, but it's unique to anything else that you'll get from Marvel ever. Like Marcus was saying, like when's the next time you'll see a Dead Strange? Probably never again, right? So a couple of people said already in the chat already before that, you know, this could be one of those figures that is something that is not overly accepted in the community, but then turns into a chase figure later. So this is the exact formula to how things become more valuable over time. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I'm very, very, very tempted by this figure. I'm not gonna lie.
Interesting.
I was just gonna add to Jazzy said it in the chat as well, but like it's interesting. Everything I feel like that's been releasing lately has been going waitlist. This one's still available to pre-order, and I guess I didn't recall that the price on this is $390 for pre-order. Like that's a lot. That's a high. That's like that is a steep price. But yeah, it's interesting. This one is still available for pre-order, which maybe, I mean, you can tell me what you guys think, but like, is this going to potentially sit on at least their site? I
don't think so. I mean, I think it's right at this figure came out right at the end of that COVID bubble popping. And when they made some kind of production, they found some more, you know, I mean, it's another batch they created because I know they got delayed a couple of times and I can see why there's so much stuff to it. But now, you know, and I'm not like one to say FOMO, right? FOMO, come on, go better order it now. But that's the way it is right now. Like, so back when I first started 2018, 2019, that's how it was. Like Sideshow would give us numbers and say, this is your cutoff point. And I just did it today. Quarter scale Iron Man and somebody else. Whatever it was, this is your last day to ordering it. And I'm putting in my orders in with Sideshow. And that's it. But during COVID, 2019, 2021, even 22, you could order a million blurgs and anything you wanted. They were just mass producing everything, and people were, you know. And then Sideshow did the dumb thing. Well, maybe it's not a dumb thing. I'll take it back. It's not a dumb thing, but they're trying to get rid of this stuff for like 30% off, buy one get one, 50% off stuff. You know, it's like, so now I got people in the habit of going, oh well, I'll just get it when it's on sale, and it doesn't work that way anymore. They went right back to 2008. Everything converted back to 2019, how it's supposed to be. The market corrected itself. So, that was Captain Rex. That was today. The new that last Captain Rex. If you're not getting it, you're not getting it. Period. That's it. So they put in the production numbers, and that's how many they have left. And that's it. They're not gonna make mass production stuff. So that's why you see everything waitlisted. It's not like doesn't mean it's incredibly popular. It's just that's the cutoff point, right? That was it. And that's where they're going to.
But that's a good thing, though. That's not a bad thing at all.
It's a good thing. Yeah.
No, that's kind of what we've been talking about. What everybody kind of wants to happen. We don't want the hobby to be down in the dumps, right? Where everything everything is deals and sitting and.
Absolutely, you're 100% right. All you guys,
yeah. I mean, that's a major thing. I mean, that's a major thing that's going on with like the last, like kind of what you were saying, Marcus, around that time frame there, where how we kind of saw a lot of changes as far as like new collectors coming into the hobby, seeing mass productions of stuff, seeing things now on the secondary market not doing very well, not performing very well, and that's kind of where the hobby has been kind of in a funk lately here. So to hear that directly from an authorized retailer, Sideshow, that's very good news. So I mean, I don't know if you've said this on other streams before or not, but this is the first I'm hearing of it. That genuinely makes me happy because obviously, once we get past this batch of figures between 2020 and 2022, whenever the cutoff was for this to Sideshow makes change, that's going to make things really, really interesting going forward for collectors. Because, like you said, if you're not in, we may be finally getting back to where good old DLO, who's been very, very vocal about not pre-ordering, I might have to go back to pre-ordering again, just because on the newer stuff, at least.
I do encourage that. I do encourage people. You're welcome, dude, with your bicycle. Appreciate it. I do encourage people to pre-order. Even if it's not from us, it's from Sideshow, whatever. Do your firm, whatever you can afford. We normally sell out. We will sell out because you have so many supporters. And especially after they do the math, they realize, holy shit, right? So everybody buys. And it's not like we have a limited amount, like unlimited amount. Sideshow is going to give us a certain, like Sideshow loves you, but it also knows that we're kind of competing with the same thing. So they're going to give me a certain allocation to it. That's it. That's what Sideshow does. So Sideshow goes, this is your allocation. You want some more? There's a little bit more restrictions. We sometimes ask for more. Like we just saw that on the Iron Man with the 2.0 Chrome, whatever that one.
Oh.
We sold out on that, and I had to beg them to say, "Hey, look, more members want some more. Can I get some more? Here's only 5 more." It's that limited, okay? Because if we would compete 1-on-1, they're gonna be like, "Well, Sideshow's, I'm gonna outsell them because of a price point. It's not because And one thing I do about Sideshow is I do mirror their customer service. We've done that from day one because they have really incredible customer service. So you take the best of things, right? But in the end, who's loyal to what? It's the price. Really is. Right. It's me too. Consumer price. If I need to buy a new dishwasher, I'm going to check out the price. I love you, Whirlpool. I love your Frigidaire, but who's going to give me the best price in my reviews, right? So if CollectorZown is a 5-star rated company, you see what I'm saying? And we are, because that's what I try to do. And then all of a sudden, Sideshow is right there. Oh, but their hot toy's $30 cheaper. Love you, but I'm not loyal to anybody, right? And that's the way it is. As a consumer, that should be for everything. And that's what makes capitalism, right? So it's very limited. So let's go back to pre-ordering is key, guys. You have to pre-order. I would pre-order if you're really into it. Really want this thing. Pre-order it, relax, and then just forget about it.
So Marcos, you said like Sideshow, and as far as allotment goes, I just want to make sure I heard this right. That you feel like they'll only give you a certain amount of numbers so that you don't become like the people, the place that they go, like somebody goes to versus going directly to them.
Well, yeah, it's good business. Yeah, it's good business.
Like they don't want everybody, they don't want to just keep giving you more and more and more and more that you're going to sell when they could be selling some. So they're limiting allotments to companies.
Yeah, because every company, exactly. So every company they're always going to make more money off direct sales. That's for every company. If Hot Toys had their own direct sale, well, they do, right? Hong Kong, they make a shit ton. And then everybody else does whatever. But for Sideshow, it's great to have, because the more you buy, the more you ask for the product, the cheaper it is for you with shipping and manufacturing and whatever it is. But you also want to spread out. Okay, well, I need retailers too to spread the love, so this costs cheaper for me. But in the end, I'm not going to give you all my Corvettes. I'm just going to give you a certain amount, and they'll call you. I mean, like they'll call me and say, I remember first started, and I remember these phone calls, man. Evil. They're like, who the hell are you, and why are you everywhere? Why are you selling out, and why do you want more? And I'm like, well, don't you want us to push your more products?
Right.
Yes, but no. I'm like,
just enough. And then basically just enough.
Once you learn the balance and you respect Sideshow, because they are, and I always call them this, they know who I am, they've even listened to this, they do listen to everything. They're my mafia. Like they're my godfather. It works that way. You got to pay the mafia play in the game, and it's well due. They pay the licenses, they pay everything. They are in charge because they earned it. This is their 30th year in business, so this is their 30th year anniversary. So you pay. You know, you don't go in there and saying, "Well, I'm going to take your turf." Right? What happens?
Right.
Here comes the kingpin. Right?
Cut your head off.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I
Have
feel
you ever
like,
felt bored sit on your bed, Marcos, when you woke up?
You know, actually,
What's this
you go,
rose
yes,
for?
Yes, kingpin. You don't even say yes to him. You just 10-4. Like, click. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, that
that's
makes
how it works.
sense. That makes
So
sense.
the
Brick, I
article-
feel like we were talking about this, like when we've had conversation about this on the show too, because like Brick, I know you brought up the fact of like, why would Sideshow want to be directly competing against like these other companies
Sure.
that are getting stuff? Because we kind of talked about when stuff is coming in versus like when Sideshow's shipping it out. Why isn't Sideshow shipping it out to their customers first? But sounds like earlier on the stream we were talking about that too, of like it's just kind of a crapshoot as far as batches
Yeah.
and logistics and ordering. So that's good to know. Yeah. Thanks, Marcos.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Good to get some insight into how that stuff is going on, like what's going on with that stuff right now. Cause I feel like we always talk about how crazy the market is and just
Yep.
like what's going on with stuff. And it's good to get some fresh info on that from somebody who knows the game a little bit more as far as when you're ordering stuff. And yeah.
Yeah, really good info so far. I mean, just learning some of the ins and outs, and you know, we sometimes toil amongst ourselves just trying to figure out this stuff, and really sometimes it's just a crapshoot, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just
Good times.
Let's move on. The we really never talk about jazzing too much. I mean, we talked about maybe the Batmobile a little bit ago, but they're shipping out the 89 Batmobile, and I don't know about you guys, but this Batmobile is like just always had a special place in my heart. I grew up on 89 Batman, and this is like the iconic Batmobile to me. My father's Batmobile is the 66 Batmobile, but even he loves this Batmobile, and this is kind of the Batmobile we share together. I have the Hot Toys, the original, and that looks really cool too, but I need you guys to talk me off the ledge here. Not that I'm going to do anything drastic, because I can't, but they say this is the most accurate 1/6 scale. This is a true 1/6 scale Batmobile, which kind of blows my mind, because you would think Hot Toys would be true to 1/6, but apparently this is like 1 to 2 inches longer and just even that much more accurate to the 89 Batmobile itself. But hot damn, this thing looks so cool. If it wasn't double the price of a Hot Toys vehicle, I'd maybe consider it. But what do you guys think of this? Like, does it do anything for you, or are you just kind of like, don't really care, it's just another vehicle? I know there's a lot of people out there that have been paying this off and they're excited to get it. But Brick, let me start with you. Like, have you paid attention to any of the jazzing videos coming out, just kind of explaining this vehicle, or have you seen these pictures? I think they just came out today, but yeah, like even the fins, they're bent out just a little bit more to make it that much more accurate. Like, some of the minor details are just there. Even the wheel wells here, the rims, they're more of like a bronze as opposed to just being silver. Like, just extra attention to detail. Any thoughts on an 89 Batmobile? Oh
yeah, I mean, I've seen these pictures. I have not been watching any videos as of late for this, but you said it, man. Double the price of a Hot Toys 89 Batmobile that's getting ready to come out, and I just don't know if I can even wrap my head around the price for this thing. But damn, does it look good? Like, if I'm gonna spend that money though, I'm probably gonna want a statue. I'm probably going to want to go after that Godzilla statue, a Venom statue, or something like that. But damn, this is really, really nice. The detail there, I mean, I'm guessing that all lights up and everything. So that's
blow smoke out too.
Sick. Really?
Yeah, I believe this has the engine sound effects as well. They started doing that with the
that's
Batmobile
cool.
from the Batman movie.
Yeah, that's really cool. I just you know, I put it in a Maji case or something, and it takes up so much room. If I had that basement, like I've talked about multiple times, you know, I'd consider more stuff like this, but I have no space for it, and if I'm gonna buy it, I'm probably gonna go to the Hot Toys route. It'll probably fit my figure slightly better, in my opinion. And but damn, it's slick, it's glossy, looks good.
Yeah, it does look good. Sneaker, if you have the Hot Toys Batmobile, do you really need to upgrade to this? Is it that big of a difference, especially for the price point, or is this just something kind of like for those collectors that just need to be, you know, like the hardcore 89 fans, like that have to be as close to exact as possible?
I feel like it just depends on what type of collector you are, and like how much you're involved with, how many figures you have, like there's a lot of just logistical factors when it comes to this. For me, it's not. It's really, really hard to justify paying double the amount when you can get something similar. And also for me, like I know there's, like you said, the smoke and the sound effects. That's something personally for me, I'm never gonna use.
True.
I'm not gonna make smoke come out of it, because don't you have to put water into it?
Yeah, it's got like a little
I'm
dropper.
not doing that. There's no way. I'm not putting water into something like this. I'm not putting water into something like this. I mean, it's probably fine. It's probably fine. It's designed to do that. But I'm just putting that into like something like this. I would just, like, what if something goes wrong? What if there's a crack? What if it leaks? Like, I'm just not messing with that. I'm not putting water into this. If you take pictures and you do photography and you like want to do some cool shit with that, fine. But for me, not something that, like, I don't want to mess with something like that. I guess it just depends on if you want the most accurate, most definitive. This kind of reminds me of like the, almost like, I don't want to like talk about Joker more, but like this kind of reminds me of like the J&D Joker situation a little bit, where like, how far do you want to go?
Comp.
How far do you want to go to get something that's really, really accurate? And like, how much money do you want to pay? That's like kind of what I think about. But yeah, for me, no, I would rather spend half the price and get, like, you could add more figures for this. And, you know, I've seen yours in person too, Graham. Like, I don't really know necessarily that you would need something beyond that. But again, I'm sure there's other people who feel differently and can justify it. I just love Jazzy's comment where he said, if it can drive him to work, you get it. Like, yeah, this is because like, what's the price on this?
$1,500.
Is that before shipping?
I believe so.
So you're looking at you can add another $200-300 onto that
Easily.
right? I'm guessing.
Easily.
So you're looking at over double the price.
That's
somebody in chat maybe who picked up can say like what the price is to ship one of these out.
So Loki Collector's getting this, and then Batman Collectibles just says that, you know, he has a Hot Toys, but he caved today. It's beautiful. This will always be my Batmobile. So I want to know, you know, what pushes you over that edge to get this? What are you getting from this that is worth the price point? And I'm not saying that to come down on anybody. I want to know personally, because for me, I can't justify that much money, especially when I already have one in house. But I want to know, because I want to know what makes you guys tick. So let me know what has made you get this. I mean, it looks beautiful, and if I had the funds to throw at it, I guess I would. But you know, if it's
I think some people
thing.
I feel like some people just have the ability to spend that amount. They look at it as the definitive. I don't want to speak for anybody, but if you have the money and that's like the level of collecting you're at, and you can pay it comfortably, you can afford it. I think affordability is the biggest thing. Like, if you can afford it, you want the definitive version, I feel like that's going to push people to get this. But yeah, I'm like, for me personally, I guess I really don't care what vehicle it is. I'm like if this was my favorite Star Wars vehicle or ship, I'm probably still priced out at that point, because there's so much more you could add to your collection. You know what I mean?
So I know you're getting the Dewback.
Yeah.
And you're huge on Star Wars. I know you just kind of came into 89 recently. Would you ever see yourself picking up even the Hot Toys version?
I wouldn't personally, but the Hot Toys version that I would have, like that I do have, you know, thoughts on if they ever were going to release it, is the Batman.
Okay.
Yeah, Pattinson. That's one that I would. Yeah. Yep, that's one that I would probably pick up. But no, that's another thing, is like, I don't really have a lot of stake in 89. Like, I'm just not like a large enough fan to consider even getting the Hot Toys version either. So I'm kind of looking at this from the outside in as far as justification goes. But I could see why this would, like I said, why this would appeal to really hardcore fans. Anything that's really accurate, this level is, yeah, it's definitely like I can see the appeal of it. It's just not for me.
Gotcha. Want to say goodnight to Ray from Hot Course Toys. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Please stay in touch. Let's get together soon. Get you on the show soon as well. Have a great night. Go Pack, go. Marcos, what do you think of this thing? Are you a Batman fan? If so, like, is 89, is that your bag or?
Yeah, 89. I remember going to theater and watching that, and then like the lights went out. So I had to go back the next day and watch it. But it was just like, man, I was like, wow, this is so cool, you know?
And I feel like everything was just timeless. So cool about it. Especially the Batmobile. Like, it's a timeless vehicle.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And Tim Burton did a great job. Now for the Jazz Inc. is, God, it's the stuff he makes is incredible, right?
It is.
Enough to Warner Brothers to say, you know what? Here's your license, dude. Because he used to make make it non-licensed stuff, and he did it so well. You know, that's what every company does, right? Like Hot Toys, same thing. And back in the day, all these companies were just trying to, you know, So Toys is probably going to get to that point if they, you know, get better and better and better, and whoever else too. But here's the thing with this: I would lean more to the Hot Toys only because in definitive. Evil said it right. If you're a huge 19, I need this Batmobile in my cinema room. I need it to be the most accurate thing possible ever. I'm going for this. Okay.
Sure.
Somebody who just needs this vehicle, which it's actually better if it's a little smaller because it fits a little more.
True.
And then you get to that line of, is it a collectible or is it a toy now? Well, why do I need it to blow smoke and honk the horn and drive itself, right? Why do I need all that for it? Am I going to be doing that, or am I going to be displaying this thing? You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're into photography and stuff, yeah, it's a great built-in, you know, mechanism to say, hey, I don't need to make my own smoke. It makes its own smoke and makes its own noises. It just gets to that point that, is it a toy or is it a collectible? Because when I sell statues and stuff, I never focus on the like light up features or the switch up. I mean, that's all gimmicky bullshit to me sometimes, especially if it's a battery. Batteries suck, man, especially in statues. Now, if it's AC adapter, like, you know, people hook it up to USB stuff with the Back to the Future, you know, DeLorean, and it's flying, and with a remote control, you go check that out. Bloop, bloop, bloop. If you could do that with this thing, like, you go across the room and hit a remote control and it's USB port and AC adapted, and boom, turns on and the engine goes and the thing just opens up like that. Well, hell yeah, I get it. But if it's just going to be something you have to turn on and put water in it, and I mean, is that going to rust out? And what are you going to do with it? Are you playing with it? Are you putting it in the bathtub with it? You know, what are you doing with it? Or are you going to display it? You know what I'm saying? Now, is that more accurate? Yeah. You know, a definitive person's like, well, that thing is exactly the same measurements. It's got this, the same color. Yeah, hell yeah, take it. Go for it. But $1,800, man. Oof. Is it the same plastic? Does anybody know it's the same plastic as Hot Toys?
Yeah, I'm not even sure.
You know what? You know, because the Hot Toy stuff is very plasticky, but it's the paint job they do. It's just fantastic, right?
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Right.
I don't know how heavy this thing is, So it's a tough call. You know, me personally, I'd go with the Hot Toy one because it's just cheaper.
Right,
it's cheaper, and
it's not even close. You know.
Yeah, I wouldn't even care too much. But damn it, I do understand why people would get this and say, hell yeah, I want this one in my play. Yeah, go for it, dude. So neutral, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, especially if, like, again, Batman 89 is your bag. Like, I get it. And if funds are there and it's not a problem, I'd probably do the same. But I'm just not in that realm of collecting, I guess. But DLO, I know you were talking about Hot Toys Batmobile pre-ordering. I don't think you ever did, but any chance in hell that you'd pick this over the Hot Toys one?
No, never. And it's not. I'm not saying it as a knock to Jazz Inc. and what they did here.
They make great products.
Yeah, 100%. This is not a matter of your product at all. It's just for me, like I got collector brain, and when it comes to my math, right? So when I go outside and I spend money and I don't know, I go shopping for a new pair of sneakers, and it's like, if I want the latest Jordans or whatever the kids are buying these days, and I walk out of the store at Foot Locker and like that's $200 for this $300, I'm like, damn, that's a hot toy. Damn, that's a hot toy. Right? I think like that nowadays here, just because whatever spare money I have after taking care of my responsibilities and what have you, like that's my collection. That's my collecting budget. So, you throw in a price tag as high as potentially $1,800. I mean that's potentially 5 to 6 figures for me that year. So that's an investment. I mean that's a serious investment. And what that also is going to do, that's going to tell me how I'm going to collect this year if I get a product like this. Simply because whatever I was planning on doing, or if let's say I now have to get back into pre-ordering, well, now I have to account for that if I buy a big ticket item like this here. Now, I really agree with what everybody's been saying here. I mean, to Sneaker's point, this is definitely for the hardcore. This isn't for the mainstream collector, right? This is definitely for someone who's a diehard 89 fan and wants the most accurate representation you can possibly find for your money. This is it. Now, to that customer there that's collecting these kinds of like high end to this price range here, I asked the question, are you like, how many hot toys are you collecting? Like, are you a person who's maybe collecting maybe on average, maybe, 5 to 10 a year? Then maybe you can swing that. More power to you. But if you're a person who collects far more than that, well, this is going to put a big dent in that budget that you have allocated for those pre-orders and those payment plans and the Affirms of the world, whatever you're doing with your money to get your figures, right? So for me, I see this here and I admire it from a distance, but I also ask myself the question, where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line where it's become more of, how do I put this without offending anybody? Where do we draw the line to say that this is more for someone who wants to flex than wants to really collect? So again, I say that hesitantly here because I understand some people are going to take that the wrong way. But when I say that is like, I am not just solely just Batman, right? I'm not solely just one. The Batman is my favorite character of all time. And it's definitely my primary focus, but I do have other things that I like to collect as well too. And I know a lot of collectors, some collect, 1/6 and Legos. Some still collect Funkos, some collect Black Series, etc. So, when you try to balance this all together, I mean, if you're a person who's just going to collect a few pieces, this is perfect for you. If you're a guy who has that theater room, like Marcus was saying, this is going to pop. But like for the 90% of us else who don't collect from Jazz Inc. here, like, no, we're going to go with the Hot Toys one just because it allows us to have representation there without blowing our budget for the whole year as far as for the rest of the figures we want. So, for me, I can never justify this just because that's 5 to 6 figures I can get this year. But if I go with the Hot Toys one, well, then maybe that will run me 3 or 4 instead of 5 or 6. And it matters. And it matters there because at the end of the day, like we all want as much as we can get. But if we make big purchases like this one here, it's going to take away from something you're collecting. It just has to, unless you're that guy that hasn't, like I said, more power to you. But for me, there's 5 to 6 Hot Toys I'm not worth doing. I'd rather get the Batmobile from Hot Toys instead. Save myself the money, get a couple more figures.
Well, a wise man once told me too, like for that much money, I could buy a cheap real car.
Yeah,
I've said that. That is, I'm the wise man he's referring to. I mean, that's a mortgage payment, guys. I mean, that's rent for somebody. You're talking about legitimately like skipping out on rent for a month with that kind of money nowadays. Like I don't know who this is marketed to, but it's not marketed to everybody. So this is definitely, this is a flex, and this is definitely not for the guy who's buying 20, 30 figures a year or whatever crazy number they're at. This is a guy this is going to be their main piece for the year, and then whatever else they got on pre-order, they're paying off slowly. There's no way there's somebody out there outside of a guy from Australia that's probably got something like this and gets everything else at the name drop. You know what I mean? Just to give an example. It's like, no way, but I digress.
No, well said. Anybody have any final thoughts on the Jazz Inc. 89 Batmobile?
I feel like too, like with that, I was just say with that amount of money, like imagine how many, like you could get a bunch of cases with that amount of money too. Like there's other things you can do. For,
you get a wall combination.
You get a whole wall. Yeah, you could get a whole wall unit for your collection to like display like a really nice display. Like there's a lot of money that you could use for other stuff. But
I can get 2 Millennium Falcons from Lego. Man.
Man.
The
Marcos, did you have something you want to throw in there?
Yeah, but it's more of the industry, so you guys can get another behind the scenes thing going on here. Okay. When it comes to Warner Brother products, they don't care about how many times they make something. They don't give a shit. And it's not like, so the licensing stuff is like, hey, they go into a room and say, hey, I want to make a Batmobile. Cool. They can do it. J&D might come out with another one. Another one come out with Agent. They don't care. So like Warner Brothers does not limit themselves. Like the Tarzan license is like impossible. Okay. Or the Marvel license. Like if you make a Dead Strange, nobody else is going to make it because Marvel's going to say, no, we already made it. Warner Brothers is a very expensive license, but they pimp themselves out to everybody. So this is why you have all of a sudden 2 Batmobiles in the market. And then you get this. Then you have 15 Heath Ledger Jokers.
Right.
And the Asian market is just going to push it as high as possible because they know people are going to pay for it. This one has silicone. This one flies. This one, this one looks for gold. This one will do your laundry. You're going to continue to go higher and higher and higher. And then suddenly you're paying $2,100 for a Joker 1/6. And they will make Heath Ledger over. And how many Heath Ledgers do we have with statues and 1/6? So I would say always be patient when it comes to Warner Brothers stuff. Say, okay, well, there's a Batmobile out there. Let me go check it out. Let me check it out and check it out again. So that's how that market works. And that's why there's so many Batman things out there. So many Heath Ledger. Gosh, man, if that R.I.P., man, if that guy was alive, you know what I mean? I hope his homestead's getting some of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Seriously.
His family, his is getting some of that. God, because, geez, there's a million statues of him. Because people buy them.
Yeah.
They milk it and they milk it. And Warner Bros. Would say no more Heath Ledgers. All of a sudden, now you got a crazy market getting better, but Warner Brothers doesn't do that. So that's something just to throw into this one as well, too. So
that's a great point. You think about all the different Jokers that just keep pumping out, and yeah, it makes sense. But it's a beauty for sure. So anybody that is getting it, I can consider me jealous of you. That's for sure.
Same.
But definitely gonna be content, with my Hot Toys 1.0 right now. So I'm just glad that I can have any type of representation. I actually consider myself, pretty lucky, to be able to even have a vehicle for Hot Toys. So, but man, Calvin, if you're still watching, send me some pictures when you get yours in, man, because that thing is gonna look cool. All right, so we're getting late, but we still got some stuff to do here. We got the giveaway yet, but I want to leave it up to the panel here. We got Mars Toys Joker that was recently released. We can talk about, or we can do the Hot Toys versus rather quickly. You guys want to play the Hot Toys game? Brick is onto the game.
Yeah, let's go versus.
Let's do that.
It's been a while.
Let's have some fun.
I'm getting a beer.
Go get it. Let me bring this
Cheers,
up
brother.
here. We'll do Hot Toys versus, and then we're gonna pick the 3 winners for the CollectorZown giveaway winners. Just bring this up here.
Ooh. Okay.
What happened? I missed it. I'm
You're
blind.
showing off.
You showed it.
You're drinking.
Showed it off there.
Oh yeah, nice.
It's always Irish stuff here. Like I said, we were at the border of South Bend, so everything's like Notre Dame here. So
Nice.
All right, so for anybody that is new to this game, and Marcos I know hasn't played. So what we do with the Hot Toys versus game, we've played this since the beginning of me streaming. It's something that I've always loved doing, and it's just to see what makes collectors tick. You know, what do you like, what do you not like, and we typically pin 2 Hot Toys figures versus each other, and you can keep one theoretically or hypothetically in your collection, but the other one has to leave. You can't have it. So there are some loopholes to this, or maybe there's reasons why you'd pick one over the other. Maybe it's aesthetically, maybe it's nostalgia, maybe it's accessories, head sculpt, whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong reasons, but I try to make this as difficult as possible of a decision for you. So without further ado, let's play the Hot Toys versus game. And I'm bringing up some miscellaneous figures to start with. We have the newly released RoboCop 3. And I bring this up because we ranked our 2023 figures, and some of us thought this was S tier, some of us thought this was A tier. But then we also have Indiana Jones on pre-order, and it's hard to get an indie figure, and this is older indie, so it's kind of like older indie versus RoboCop 3. Like, you know, people want the original. So I'm wondering if we pin these two together, how do they fare against each other? So we're going to go down the list here. I want to start with DLO on this. Justice for RoboCop.
I just read that.
With DLO on
That's
this
good.
one. So obviously Indiana Jones isn't out yet. We're just going by kind of the prototype pictures and kind of what your feelings are on the figure. So keep that in mind. But DLO, start us off here with these two figures pinning against each other.
Two very iconic characters in their own right there. Yeah, great. Start with me. Okay. Like, I really am a big fan of Indiana Jones. Like, that's.
Have you seen the new movie?
Yeah, I have.
Was it okay?
I mean, it was okay. You know,
Okay.
I saw it.
Sure.
But yeah, kind of like Marcos, you know, and the way he reviewed Echo for us earlier. The first part, not too bad. Then the rest of it's there. But but that's not why it's like so hard. Like, I can easily take the cop out and say, well, RoboCop, because, well, this is not my indie that I prefer, right? I can say that too. But at the same time, you know, this is a phenomenal likeness to Harrison Ford. There's no guarantee we will get the younger one, so I can't even say that as a loophole for myself here. I love the diorama base. I think it fits exquisitely for an Indiana Jones figure. But then I can make the case for RoboCop. Phenomenal piece. Obviously, it's inaccurate to Peter Weller, right? Because Peter Weller was in RoboCop in Part 3. You all know that. But it's a die-cast figure. It's incredibly beautiful as well, too, in its own right. So I'm going to give the edge to RoboCop. I'm going to give it to RoboCop. I know Rick is going to be surprised by that, because apparently if it's not an S, I'm an asshole. But, you know, an A is not enough to say I really like it, but okay. But, yeah, I'm going to go RoboCop on this one. I think if there's a situation where I can only have one in my collection, I think this one is more faithful to the version of RoboCop that I prefer. So with that being said, I'll let Indy go and I'll keep Robo.
Very good. You did sound like you struggled with that one. So.
It's not as easy. It's not as easy. And then obviously
Right.
Brick is staring a hole through me and just like, whatever, you're a jerk
Better
for calling it an
say,
A. Can't believe it's an A, you son of a bitch. Jeez.
All right, so we got one for RoboCop so far. I did do a poll on Jazzing Batmobile overpriced. I just closed that. We had 42 votes. 50% said it's overpriced. 50% said it is not.
Dang.
So
Yeah, that
split
says it all.
right down the middle. Interesting. So now you guys can vote on which hot toy figure you would choose here too. Marcos, I want to go with you. Does it matter that we've had a few other RoboCops? Does that factor into your decision with this?
Yeah, it does. So part of this game is that it's just between these two, right? If I had RoboCop 1, I get to keep them.
Yeah, so that's the loophole.
All right, so loophole, RoboCop 3. That they're never going to make that Indiana Jones ever again. And if you have all Indiana Jones, that's I didn't mind the movie. I did like it because I never take Indiana Jones movies seriously. That's the point. You don't take them seriously. They're pure entertainment. Let them fight some Nazis. Let them punch. Let them go through some crazy shit. So, but RoboCop 3, has anybody seen that movie? It's not that good.
Oh, I've seen it.
Did it
It's
age
bad.
well? Was it good then? Worse now.
I'll keep 1 and 2. Part 1 and part 2 are those are 3 is like, dude, like what are you doing? Like Detroit has not
It's
gotten
rough.
any better. RoboCop hasn't done shit for Detroit. They need like 3 or 4 more RoboCops. Indy, however, come on, man. It's Indiana Jones. And again, the key is they'll never make the Indiana Jones again. I don't think they will. So these figures are made by. So to burst your bubble, for me, when I go watch a movie, now a movie is just a advertisement. And if the movie does well, merchandise sells. Hence, you've never seen any Matrix shit come out from the last Matrix. It's a terrible movie, right? And I didn't even see it. I just went with the rate. Indiana Jones, it's not that bad per se. That they made a figure. It came out late. Remember when they first tried to release it, and they're like, "Wait a minute, it's not doing too well. Let's wait a while." Then they brought him back out. So long-winded. Indiana Jones stays. Robo, sorry, brother, you out.
See, I'm not sure on this one yet, and I have the original RoboCop, but old Indy is just hashtag not my Indy. So I'm gonna keep waiting on seeing what the rest of you guys do here before I go. But so we're split so far. Sneaker, how about you?
Yeah, this one's, I don't know. It's like, yeah, I'm kind of with you on like like for Indiana Jones, I'd rather have a young Indy, and like it's a figure that I probably would only get one of. Like I wouldn't get young and old Indy. I'm not that big of a fan of it. Like I like the movies. I haven't seen the new one. That plays a role too. RoboCop I have seen. I will say I lean more towards RoboCop because I could go without having the Indiana Jones this particular version of the figure. But Marcos did get me thinking, saying like this probably is never going to get made again. This is going to be the one. Like this, they're not going to do another one of these. But I lean more towards RoboCop, and I don't have a RoboCop figure, but yeah, RoboCop. Well, RoboCop.
Do you guys think there's a chance we do get young Indy, either a reissue or from this movie, branded this movie? Do you guys think it's coming? Like,
yes,
somewhat soon.
Yeah, I think so.
Gosh, that one I will be jumping all over for. That will be.
What do you guys age shaming here? What's the problem with old Indy?
He's old.
What? He's old. He survived this whole time.
It's just like I feel like it's just like not the version you think of, because all the other movies look at like when all the other movies took place, right?
Of course,
like,
right.
But it's really cool. It's still a great. I mean, I feel like if you're really high on Indy, like you're probably still gonna pick this up.
Right.
But I could do without it,
Yeah.
For me, I think they
Rick.
should stop the Crystal Skulls. That's just my 2 cents.
Oh, that one was terrible.
Yeah, that'll tell you.
Made that one. They should have pulled it. Brick.
I'm gonna say this. I think RoboCop. If I got rid of all of my figures, RoboCop would probably be one that I would consider keeping out of all of them. I think this figure feels great. I think it looks great. I am not a big fan of RoboCop 3, but I actually like the jetpack. I think it looks really cool on him. It's it's like a magnet, fits on him perfectly, easily. I think he looks great. Indiana Jones, I'm not the biggest fan of Indiana Jones, so I'm sure that puts a lot, against this figure for me. RoboCop, I have a special bond with my dad, and my dad was a military police officer. We watched RoboCop. He had a little RoboPop shirt that he would wear all the time that I got him for Christmas.
That's cool.
I grew up with these toys, these movies. I didn't really grow up with Indiana Jones. But if we're just looking at the figure too, the figure itself, and obviously we don't have this Indiana Jones figure out yet, but the feel of this diecast is unmatched, unless you count Iron Man. Like it's just, there's something about these RoboCop figures. And I've seen yours, Graham. I've got mine. They're unmatched. It's crazy.
So you're going
In my
indie or
opinion.
what?
Yeah, indie.
You gotta say that. Don't forget at the end.
That being said, no, but RoboCop. I'm a huge fan of RoboCop, so it's an easy pick for me.
I mean, so the RoboCop figure is basically just like the originals, which were Grails. So I mean, it's gonna be an amazing figure in its own right. The fact that it is branded RoboCop 3, I know throws some people off, but it is still the same faceplates from RoboCop 1/2. So you can use it as a nice stand-in for like a RoboCop 2. Would be nice if we got like a Kane figure from RoboCop 2. That would be badass. Or even a reissue of Ed 209. The fact that I haven't seen Indiana Jones though, and he is older Indy, I think even though I already have RoboCop, I think at this point I would go RoboCop because I could just see myself if I picked Indy and didn't like the movie or something, it would just bother me. It wouldn't be the one that I want. So I think I'd be happier with another RoboCop as opposed to this Indy, to be honest. So I'm going RoboCop as well. So let's see what you guys in the chat said. We're going to close this poll out, and we had 36 votes. A lot of people are with Marcos on this. Indiana Jones, 58%. RoboCop, 41%.
Is that who you keep? Is that what it is?
Yep. Yeah, that's who you're keeping. Interesting. All right. Let's carry on here. We're going to go with DC. We're going to go with the Batman one. So, again, the reason why I'm pinning these two together is because Keaton is iconic, right? But at the same time, it's Flash Keaton, so it's not.
It's a hard one.
It's not the 89, but then you have the Batman, which is great, but it's new, right? It doesn't have that time to really settle in and whatnot. So I want to know what you guys think of the Batman 2022 versus Flash Keaton, and maybe. Well, I guess I couldn't really say that because they're reissuing the 89. I was going to say maybe you missed out on that one, but because they're reissuing it, you could still get it. So whatever. We're doing Flash Batman versus the Batman. I'm going to start this time with Brick. We're going to work our way up. So Brick, let me know what you would do here, and while I get this poll up for everybody.
You know, this one, it's somewhat tough actually because it is Keaton, but I've got the 89 Keaton coming. I don't need the Flash. I would go with the Batman. This Batman figure looks phenomenal. I wish I got him. Hashtag not my Batman. I get that, but at the same time, I can take notice. This figure is by far one of the better figures of the year in 2023. And I mean, even if you zoom in on the, like the face, you can like see like little hairs coming out. Like it's just crazy in his chin. Like, and it's actually my favorite Batman suit of all time. So
wait, which one is
the Batman Pattinson? I
really?
think the suit is by far the best. He's not my favorite Batman, but the suit by far. So yeah, and the deluxe version, what it comes with, and then to get the Bat Cycle and all that. Yeah, the Batman.
All right. How about you, Sneaker?
Yeah, I actually feel like you kind of disrespected the Pattinson Batman in this one. You're just like, oh, let's just throw in.
Hey,
like
Marco said this was tough.
Let's just throw in this secondary Keaton, the Flash Batman, which nobody really, honestly, does not care about compared to any of the other Batman variations.
I care.
Easy,
bro. You do not care as much about this Flash
You're
one
not
as
a
the main
DC
OGs,
fan.
right?
You don't.
Hold on a second. You like. This is not compared to like any other like of the main Batman suits though. I feel like, or like this one isn't just as important. This is like kind of a, like I don't feel like this is for me this is easy. Like this is the Batman 100%.
Have you seen the Flash?
Yeah, I did see the Flash.
Keaton would beat his ass. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Some people just love Keaton.
I feel like Pattinson's a little bit disrespected going with like this is not the definitive version for Keaton. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I feel like that would have been put some respect on the Battinson.
He likes that word.
But yeah, I'll go the Batman. No, I'm half kidding. But yeah, this one's easy for me. Like you guys know that I'm really high on the Batman. I'm still like go back and forth on whether or not it's my favorite Batman movie, actually. Just love his version of the Batman. You guys can roast me all you want, but I'm going the Batman.
All right. Well, after I was insulted by my picks here, Marcos, what are your thoughts? You said it was close, so what are you thinking?
This is a good one, man, because the Flash was wasn't that? Yeah, it had its moments, right? So I'm thinking, are they still going to make a trilogy for the Batman?
I believe so.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah,
I think so, but it means
that's the
nothing
plan.
in the universe, right? He's not
Correct.
the
Yeah.
Batman for okay.
Correct.
But he is a trilogy, so you're definitely going to need his suit if you're a Batman guy. And that Keaton suit, it's a couple of things they're changed a little bit, but you can still get away with it from the 1989 one. So I would probably lean for I'd keep the Batman one, because I know that suit is not going to be the same suit he's going to wear for the next movie and the movie after that, because that's how they do it. They're going to make that one for you, and they're going to completely change it so you can buy some more shit from Batman and buy some more shit for the third movie. But if it's a trilogy, yeah, you have to get all his suits anyways. And that movie was really good too. I think it was good. It was good. It's very detective-y. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was just, hopefully the next one's more grounded as well too, and it's just very detective, and he has to figure it out and stuff. So yeah, get rid of Keaton, and I'd go with the Batman.
How about you, D-Lo? You going to do a clean sweep?
I just love the conversation, honestly. I think this is hilarious. If you guys, if nobody's seen it yet, I recommend looking up Peter Holmes, I think his name is, on YouTube. He does an amazing like video montage of he fires everybody from the Justice League. And there's one particular one where he's interviewing the Batman. He plays the Dark Knight Christian Bale version, but he's against the Batman. And the conversation they have between the two is absolutely hilarious. It's just he goes, "No, you're Batman, but I'm the Batman. I'm edgy. I'm cool." And then he goes on to the part where he goes, "What do you do for fighting?" He goes, "Oh, I don't really fight too much. I come afterwards." I basically look around and it's fantastic. I don't want to spoil the whole, but it's really, really funny. But it's actually so valid to kind of how I feel. But this is tough because you're basically kind of doing the reverse of the last one here, where we had the last Indy we'll possibly ever see, and this will be the last Michael Keaton Batman we'll ever see. So you're talking to two different collectors here. You're talking to the nostalgia collector who, Batman is Michael Keaton to a lot of people. And a lot of people are into Robert Pattinson right now, which is great to see. I love to see Batman just continue to be an amazing character regardless of who's playing him. But it's easy because if you have 89, if you have 92, you're pretty much you're solid on that there. And kind of like Marco said, this is the first suit and they're going to probably do more, but it's always good to get the first suit. So I'm going to clean sweep. It's the Batman. Not without any hesitation there. I mean, I'm a huge Keaton guy, but yeah, in this case, I go with the Batman.
Does it matter that there's more of a lineup for the Flash figures as opposed to you get the Bat Cycle, but they didn't really come out with any other characters for the Batman. Does it matter, or does it hold any weight that you can get Keaton, Supergirl, Flash? Does that matter at all to you guys, or not really?
I'd prefer to get more characters from the Flash, actually. I mean, we don't have a Supergirl, so it'd be, obviously we finally have a chance to get one. And then the Flash, you have multiple Flashes, which is great. And they don't really do villains to begin with, right? So, and the villains weren't as prominent as the Penguin or something from 89, or not 89, I'm sorry, Returns. So it doesn't really surprise me. And I do think we'll still get a Catwoman, sorry. From the second movie. I think they're kind of feeling this out because it's such a new kind of version of the Batman. And now that everybody's flocking toward this figure, I think they'll start considering that when they make the second movie, including that Batmobile.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. I forgot about that Batmobile because Hot Toys never came out with one, right?
Right.
They teased it.
Yeah, they kind of teased it.
And what I said was, Jazz Inc. has his. Warner Brothers, they're going to pimp themselves out. Hot Toys should have their own version. They will.
Right.
Right.
Well, I'm going to join you boys. I'm going to go with the Batman because I already have Batman Returns. I have 89 pre-ordered, so I don't want to miss out on the Batman. It's my most anticipated figure of last year that I still don't have this year. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with you guys on that. And the chat says it's changing a little bit, but it looks like the Batman is gonna win on that one as well. 68%, I believe, said they'd go with the Batman, and 32% said Keaton. But hey, still shows that some people would still choose Keaton over Pattinson. So, all right, 2 more. We'll keep moving here. We'll keep the pace. This is gonna hurt Sneaker here, I'm sure. So we have Deluxe Endor Luke on the right, and then we have Mandalorian Luke on the left. Now, the weight of the franchise could carry some value here with Return of the Jedi. Different looks. You know, some people maybe get turned off by Mandalorian Luke a little bit, or maybe the head sculpt even. I don't know. But we're pinning these two against each other. So, DLO, you choose one. Now, there's a cop out. You know, again, this is deluxe. You could say, well, I'm getting non-deluxe, but
Mando Luke.
Okay, Mando Luke sounds good. How about you, Marcos?
I would keep Mando Luke, definitely, because they're gonna make another one of whatever Luke that is. they're gonna make them. Anything old trilogy they'll make. Anniversary will come, you know, the 100th anniversary of Long Dead. They're gonna make another one, but the Mando one, I don't know.
How about you, Sneaker? I'm gonna pop out Sneaker go and then Rob go.
Yeah, I would go Mando Luke. I like this figure, so I have mine. I just feel like this deluxe version of the Endor one, it doesn't do it for me. Like when you set him up like Return of the Jedi version, there's just something about it that like I wish they would do another one. I almost like how they did like the original Jedi Luke. Like I like that head sculpt, like that look a little bit more. So I almost like, you know, I've actually considered doing potentially like a kit bash or something. Where'd D-Lo go? Is disappear?
Oh boy.
But yeah, I feel like it's really hard to get this Endor deluxe version to look like. I really want a definitive Return of the Jedi looking Luke, and this one just does it. There's some issues that I have with it. One is like he has like the side eye. Like I really want one that you can change his eyes. Like I don't love the side eye look for Return of the Jedi Luke. I want something that's straight on. But the older figure that they did for that is it's a dated figure.
Right.
The Endor Luke Deluxe is just better. It's a better figure. It has like the look of Return of the Jedi better. But so in this case, yeah, Mando Luke, newer figure. I love it. It's one of my top 3 of last year. Absolutely love it. So I would go Mando Luke.
Yeah. I want to go Endor because it's OG, right? Like you want to stick with that OG, but man, that scene in Mandalorian is just priceless. Like that was one of the coolest scenes that we'll see in all of TV, especially Disney Plus. Being able to see Luke come back like that, and I actually like the all black. I love the deluxe version. What's that droid called where he's like doing like not the choke, but like the
Dark Troopers.
Yeah. I mean that's a cool.
That was awesome.
Cool look. So
yeah,
and the head sculpt I think looks really good on this figure. So I would easily go Mando.
Who didn't freak out when it was an X-wing, right? It's like, oh yeah, shit, it's an X-wing.
Yeah.
You knew.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I mean, you get teary-eyed. You're like, holy shit, you know? It was really great scene. That's like the best thing. Yeah, absolutely. And then they fixed his, you know, deep fake stuff. I mean, it's an awesome scene, man. No matter what, I don't care what he looks like. Just put him with a hood, you know?
Yeah.
Wiping. That's the Luke you want, right? He's wiping things out in a calm way. Like, wouldn't it be a shame that he's not part of this new movie coming out or the whole Thrawn
I
saga?
hope. Yeah,
he's
man.
got to be part of it.
Show
If
something.
he isn't, what a But I don't know. I'm going into it. Sorry, I'm a big Star Wars.
I hope
No,
I
me
hope
too.
he shows up.
I don't feel like I feel like they've invested so much in this deepfake technology, and they've hired new people on to that are really good at it, like in the digital space. Like you don't do that if you're not going to use that technology moving forward. So I do think there's a really good chance that we see a deepfake version of like a CGI Luke again, or just a deepfake
fighting
version.
Thron's forces, right?
We're gonna get something. You gotta give us more Luke.
Which one are you pissing off, D'Lo?
D'Lo's just D'Lo. He must have his internet must have dropped out or something.
Screw this.
No, I heard. I think Brick said, like the scene in Mandalorian was so epic.
Yeah,
and that does carry a lot of weight. And I mean, there's so many OG Lukes to pick from. I'm not a big fan of the head sculpt, and I know I heard Sneakers say, moving the eyes and stuff like that, but they've come so far with the head sculpt. Yeah. I had this figure actually, and the side eye really makes it hard to get certain poses. You would think it's just a minimal thing, but it does make it difficult to get certain poses that make it look natural. So I would go Mando Luke as well, because you could easily get Snowspeeder Luke. You could get a New Hope Luke, which I wouldn't recommend, but there's Bespin Luke I like a lot, so I think I would just go with that one. I didn't do a vote because I had to run out and let my dog go to the bathroom. So a lot of you guys are saying Mando Luke, but let's just wrap this up with the last one here, and this one Sneaker knows. I bring this up because we ranked our figures for the year, and D100 got a lot of hate. So I want to know, like, do people like this Mark II 2.0 better because it was like in the film, even if it was for just a specific amount of time? So I want to know if this is the better one. I think we went down. So Brick, let me start with you on this. Which one would you rather have? The D100, again, it is limited, or would you rather have that Mark II, which is all silver, was actually in a movie, it's screen accurate? Let me know. I'm gonna put the poll up.
Yeah, I mean, screen accuracy is a big thing for me. I will say that, and I actually really, really love this base for the Mark II. But I gotta go D100 on this one. I've got to have some red in my Iron Man. I just have to. I guess if I had a few other Iron Man other than the one that I have, I'd go more toward the Mark II. But because I'm so limited on what I have already, like I need more of that red Iron Man. Even though I said that, I need that traditional or like, showing up in a movie. But yeah, I mean the D100 is really cool. I'm not a big fan of this base. I know you guys like it. It's massive. It's cool in that extent, but the base in the Mark II outshines it by a million, I believe. But the figure itself, I'd go with D100.
Snaker, how about you? We're gonna get blown away by the chat, by the way. Here, it's already lopsided.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's gonna pick Mark II, but I feel like also, yeah, I feel like, so I guess it just depends. Like you and I have a different take on this Iron Man figure. Obviously, I think it depends on how many Iron Man figures you're going to collect. So I actually pre-ordered the Mark II. Like I'm getting the Mark II. Mark III's coming. I feel like for me, it's the D100 version of this figure, because if I really had to, there's other Iron Man you can get besides the Mark II that are readily available. The D100 is obviously a limited figure, 1,500 limited. I really love the colorway, love the red with the silver. It's just like we talked about in the past. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, but really just really unique, cool looking figure. Love it. The two I could live. Hey, D'Lo.
My bad, boys.
You're good. I feel like the two I could live without, and if I really had to, do I want it? Yes. But there's other Iron Man 2 that you can get outside of that one. There's just so many other options. So yeah, I gotta go D100 on this one.
We stick together.
Yeah.
How about you, Marcos?
Do they both say movie masterpiece?
Down
there?
I believe so.
So when was the 100 in the movie? Does anybody remember?
Ooh, snap.
So what I'm trying to say is that it looks like every other Iron Man suit, and maybe it's subtle changes, like the way it is, right? Maybe it's like a Mark something, right?
Oh, it's the same thing as Mark 7.
Right. So, but the 2.0 one, I think that's pretty badass, and it looks completely different, even if it's not in the movie that long. And I know it's a 2.0. I get it, but it's bigger. You know what I mean? It's bigger. It's bulkier. I would keep the 2.0 and get rid of that Disney 100. I think that's just like a money grab thing. You know, it's like I don't remember. If you're an Iron Man completionist, I understand it's limited. I get it, but I don't remember it at all being. It's probably like something in the background if you whatever. But that one is pretty cool too. I mean, that one's in the background too. You can say that too, but
I don't think the D100 is a. I don't think it is a movie masterpiece.
But you know what that icon is in the bottom? You see it? What I'm talking about?
Yeah, it says that. I don't know if they.
It says.
See what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, right here it does, but
there's no like MMS for it.
There's no MMS number to it, but
okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The color scheme isn't movie accurate. I know that. It's just for the anniversary series. They just threw a different paint color on it, but I could understand though. Like Sneaker says, you could get a different Iron Man, but like this Mark II is different too. So like,
yeah, that's why I
get that too. You know.
Yeah, 2.0. I mean, there's a million Iron Mans. I mean, I wouldn't. Again, it's not something I don't really. I wouldn't go for Iron Man for collectibles as well either.
Sure.
I never even cared for an Iron Man comic book. I mean, I love them in the movies, but that's the only time I really like. Oh, it's Iron Man. Because I remember, I'd rather pick up a Punisher book than an Iron Man book. So
yeah,
there's a connection to it, right? So 2.0 looks just looks so fucking badass. I really think it's so awesome. So,
it does.
2.0.
How about you, D-Lo? I'd be surprised if you picked the D100 here.
You would be surprised because I'm still not going to pick it. It's Mark II.
See, there we go.
This figure.
Welcome back.
Once he sees it in our collection, he'll come around.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going Mark II?
All the way.
You
know me. It's accurate to the film. It's for me. If it's a different colorway, not so much. Doesn't do anything for me.
Well, guess what, D-Lo? 79% of the chat agrees with you. So they would pick the Mark II as well.
Thank you, America.
They would be wrong, but that's okay. We're not here to judge. All right, so that was Hot Toys Versus. Hopefully you guys enjoyed playing that with us. Just, again, it's a way to find out what makes people tick in, what they would choose when they're collecting figures and whatnot. So, let me go back here so we're going to end the night with we're going to pick the winners. Again, this is US only. There was 71 of you that commented on the video to enter into the 3 giveaways. You can only win once, so we're going to randomly pick. If you are the winner, you have 48 hours to message Marcos on Instagram to claim your prize. So the big ticket item is the Black Widow Taskmaster, and it does look good.
It's hugged by me
right there. So we're gonna draw. I think we're gonna draw the $50 gift cards first. And again, I have a list of everybody's name. I just went down the comments and I pretty much just started at 1 and assigned you a list. I guess I could try to share that quick just to show you guys I'm not bullshitting you. Let's see. So here's the list of everybody that we have. So again, USA only, 48 hours. Actually, yeah, message Marcos, CollectorZown on IG. If unclaimed, I figured next Wednesday I'll just draw a new winner. But hopefully you guys watch this on the replay if you're not here. And any questions? We'll just go. So I'm gonna stop this and I'm gonna present. Sneaker, next time maybe I got to do what you did. Can I do that on StreamYard?
I don't think so. It's like this overlay that's unless unless there's a program that you can put into StreamYard to do it. But no, it's like an overlay that's built into my streaming software that I use.
So here we have minimum is 1, max is 71. I figured we do it the old school way where we roll the dice, and that's going to tell us how many times we're going to click the generate button. So I'm going to roll, and it is 7. So we're going to click it 7 times to get our first $50 gift card winner for Collector Zone. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. The winner is 15. Let me go back to 15 is Anuman 9. Anuman 9. ANUMAN 9 is the winner for the first $50 gift card. So again, make sure you message Marcos at CollectorZown Instagram to kind of get that going for you. Okay. So Anuman 9 is the winner of the first one.
You can message me at Facebook too, Graham. Sorry, Graham.
Here, I'm gonna type it into the chat here.
Yeah, just find me.
Winner of. All right. All right, let's roll this dice again here. Let me go back to it. All right. Go back here. We're going to roll the die. And it's 10. So we're going to click generate 10 times. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 is 38. The winner is 38. That is No Name to Fame is the winner of the second $50 gift card. No Name to Fame. All right, just put that in the chat. So make sure you please message Marcos on Instagram to collect that $50 gift card. And we have the last one here. I know you're all hoping for the free figure, so let's just get into it here, shall we? We shall. Roll the die. 6. All right, we're going to roll it 6 times here. We're going to hit it. 1, 2. Did it go? It didn't go. 2, 3.
Controversy.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
There you go. That's it.
5. And 6 is number 8. Look here. Number 8 is Raiden Garcia 91.
I like that name.
Raiden Garcia 91 wins the Hot Toys Taskmaster. So please make sure that you message. Congrats to the winners. Congrats to the winners.
Congrats. Graham, who is number 66?
66 is Brick Artemis.
Oh, and there's controversy right there.
No.
There you go. Okay.
I love it.
So
it really?
again, make sure that you message Marcos. He's going to let me know if he hears or not from you guys. Otherwise, I might change this up a little bit because I want to make sure you guys are watching and claiming your prize, of course. So congrats to the winners. Thank you guys so much for watching the channel. 5K subscribers. We're already plus 5,100. Can't do it without you guys watching this channel. And thank you so much to Marcos from CollectorZown for teaming up with me and doing this giveaway. It was a lot of fun having you on the show, Marcos. I'm looking forward to getting together with you in July and just obviously, talking figures, looking at statues.
Yeah.
Meeting new people as well, and just kind of collabing with people around the community, because that's what this is all about. But no, thank you for allowing me to do this with you, and I hope we can continue to work together in the future. And again, if you guys take a look at his website and make sure you're pre-ordering with CollectorZown. Again, that price that you see is the all-inclusive price. That's what you're going to be paying total. So make sure you get it quick, because he sells out quick too. I've been looking at your site, and damn near everything's already sold out. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
it
damn, I
sells
gotta get
out.
here earlier, you know?
One of the biggest complaints we have, like everything sells out. It does.
Yeah.
It does. Members know. You know, there's what 5,700 people just in that Cantina group. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the allocations are a certain amount. So when you drop them, it's like, and you realize, holy shit, I'm saving that much money. People finally get it, and then boom, they just start buying everything.
So Marcos, Tim wants to know, what if no one claims the prize?
Go with 66.
I'm just gonna open it up and play with it myself.
Putting
it
so
back
if
on the
nobody
racks.
claims this prize, Marcos, would you be against me raffling this off to my live chat next week to somebody that's actually in the chat?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's what I would do, is
for your people. So
yeah, if nobody claims next week on Wolfpack Wednesday, be in the chat, and I'm going to put you guys that are in the chat in a list, and we're going to pick somebody that's, you know, that we know is in the chat. So we'll see if they claim. He'll let me know, and then we'll kind of go from there. Okay. But yes, somebody's going to be winning that Taskmaster, so that's pretty damn sweet. Well, boys, it was fun as always. We talked about, actually, we had a packed show, for considering Hot Toys really hasn't dropped too much this past week. So I mean, it was a lot of good talk. It was really good to talk to Marcos again, and just kind of learn some of the ins and outs of the industry and the business side of 1/6 scale as well. So Marcos, again, thank you for staying up late. I know you're not too far from us, but at the same time, you're an hour ahead. So you and DLO are staying up late with us. So I appreciate it.
yeah, absolutely. Yep. Anything about the industry you need, just let me know. Because
Awesome.
I find out that almost every YouTuber gets it completely wrong.
Right.
You guys don't know
Yeah.
nothing. Nobody. The statue guys get it all wrong, and I'm like, you guys just don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I'm not going to argue with that. So please follow and subscribe to all the people on the panel tonight. You can find CollectorZown in the description, as well as the Wolfpack brothers here as well. You can also find CollectorZown website. You have my 15% off for figures as well. So be sure to utilize that and get something that you really want in your collection. Marcos is a great guy, obviously somebody that works with the community. So good to be in partnership with him. Always good to be doing Wolfpack Wednesdays with my friends on the panel here. Really quickly, Sneaker, what you got going on your channel?
I just dropped a top 10 most anticipated Hot Toys of 2024, and then
Too slow. DLO, what do you got going on your channel? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
You can go check out that video. Monday, I'm doing the collector tour. We'll be back for an episode. I'm actually having Zord Photography. He's going to come on the
Nice.
show.
That's cool.
So really looking forward to talking to him. If you guys don't know, I'm sure everybody, if you're in the 1/6 community, you probably have seen his photos. They're the ones with the gray backgrounds. He always does like the really amazing poses. He's got just incredible work. So really looking forward. I've been chatting with him, so I'm going to have him on Monday. And yeah, that's the main stuff. Keep it brief.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you. DLO the Influencer.
Monday 8:30 Central. Monday 8:30 p.m. Central.
Then we got DLO the Influencer. You got some stuff coming out, I see.
Yeah, I do. Maybe one or two there. Yeah, I just dropped my final part 3 of the series, my top figures in my collection. The DC video dropped early this morning with no announcement ahead of time, just guerrilla marketing, just throw it out there, see if you guys find it. But yeah, I just dropped that out there, so definitely take a look at that if you can. I'm actually, believe it or not, I just looked at my subscriber count, which I never do. It looks like I'm only a few away from 400, so if you guys haven't subscribed already, you want to help me out, that'd be cool, I guess.
Come on, guys. Hit them up.
But my next video, I'm happy about this here because I finally I wanted to do like some really simple videos so people get to know me in the community who don't know me outside of what we do here on Wednesdays. So I'm going to be dropping my first review. I'm actually working on this right now. So I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. So I got a very cool custom in this past week. I want to show you guys real quick. So you guys know how much I love Bestman Luke, right? That's like my favorite figure of all time because that's all I say is how much I love that figure, right? If you guys watch the show. Well, I did a thing. So I
Ooh.
wound up getting mine. Let me see if I get it in focus here. Yeah, I wound up going custom.
Looks good, man.
And I got myself a good old, I don't know why I can't hold the figure right. But yeah, I got a custom Bestman Luke commission there. I wanted my battle damage. I thought the first one was too clean. So I got this bad boy. And look, just so you guys quick look here. I got both of them. Just so you can kind of see the difference there. So I'm going to be reviewing both of them. And I'm going to be going ahead and kind of doing a quick comparison and giving you guys the opportunity to decide which one do you guys prefer. Should you go to custom round and customize your figures, or should you keep them stock? So I'm going to make the case for both of them, and I'm going to let you guys decide. So there you guys. You guys are going to score it, not me.
Very nice.
I like it. Very nice. And we have Brick Artemis.
Yeah.
Always coming out with content.
Yeah, I am trying to focus a little bit more on Hot Toys recently, so I'm going to try to stick with that more often. But yeah, just came out with a predictions 2024 bold prediction Hot Toys video, just for fun, just to have a little bit of fun, and working on the review right here for the comic book Spidey. Spoiler alert, that base sucks ass. But other than that, I'm actually gonna be on the Movie Cannon's live stream Saturday. I believe it's 2:30 Central. I am sorry if I'm wrong. But so look forward to that. It's gonna be more about movies than Hot Toys for this episode. So yeah, really excited for that. And other than that, just a lot of shorts and Lego and Hot Toys content. So
awesome. Marcos, anything else you want to throw out there about CollectorZown that you got going on?
No, be here in July or be square.
Be square.
Yeah, any questions you have, just come ask me or ask anybody who buys from us. They just continue to buy, so they're kind of hooked. Once you're hooked, you're kind of we don't let you go. It's like Hellraiser. We put you in. You open the groove, it's over. We've taken your soul. So yeah. Just we're just working on our Weta Workshop display area, which if you don't know who Weta Workshop is, that's an incredible company for everything. They make movie stuff too, but they have their own statue division, so it's like beautiful pieces. But you gotta love Lord of the Rings and Dark Crystal and Labyrinth and stuff. So other than that, no, just good luck. Hopefully somebody gets this thing, so I don't play with it in the bathtub, and good to go.
Well, sounds good. Thank you again for helping us put on this giveaway, and hopefully somebody takes that thing and claims their prize. Otherwise, we will be giving it away live next week again. But yeah, thank you guys for staying up late with us. Marcos, thank you for staying up late too. We're only 40 minutes after what I wanted to do for a stream, so it's not too bad. You guys can find me obviously on my channel. If I ever get that Doc Brown head sculpt, I'll be doing a video on that. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing just an update on the collection room probably Friday, so you guys can see that. Thank you guys so much for all the support, continued support. Appreciate it. Till next time, stay safe out there, and we will see you soon. Wolfpack out. Good night, everybody.